Hey everyone, in today's episode we discover the answer to difficult questions like can you solve puzzles with no intelligence? And what is stronger, a beholder or a tree?
It's a coup continued. Today and for one more session, 2 more sessions, I, Clued, have control of the DM seat. We are D&D Boyband, a group of friends that all like to play handsome and beautiful boys because it isn't fantasy unless everybody is hot. This is an original D&D mini-campaign set in our beloved Jamie's homebrew world of Lakai, and here I have created my own little section of the world which I will now force my friends to play through. I'm here to give Jamie a break and also to flirt with my friends on multiple characters at once. So, I am Dungeon Master Clued, and joining me tonight are No Direction. Let me introduce Jamie as Lucifer.
Hello.
Eski as Muddy.
Hello.
Erin as Bray.
Hey guys, what's up?
Luke as Ahim.
Drink responsibly.
Sai as Ozres.
Don't drink responsibly.
Hey, that's more like it. And Ben as Mercy.
Live long and prosper.
Do we have any announcements this week? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that we do.
No, quickly actually.
We do not.
I think our only announcement is that the announcement on our next campaign is coming soon, one day soon TM. So that's cool. So without further ado, let us mosey. To recap where we were on Saturday, I nearly said last week. It was last week, but not that long ago. It was a few days ago. To recap, No Directions meeting with a rebel upstart. One Vesper Chai went horrendously awry when they were caught in the act by the woman they were planning to assassinate, or at least the woman they were looking for more information on how they could potentially hypothetically assassinate, but didn't really want to, but thought they'd go along with it anyway for fun. Anyway, caught with their hand in the cookie jar. The party were
for the views, bro.
yeah, party were let off, but not before she exacted a terrible price. Wavecaller Kazra killed Bray to teach Jarl a lesson, and dead as he was, Bray met his new maker, seemingly the Dread Emperor. Resurrected, he is now a bona fide patriot to the Dread Isles. And hopefully now that the party knows they're not as safe as they act, they are at the behest of the General of Varsala doing the job they were hired to do, which is descend through the Divine Vault and find whatever is keeping a barrier up that prevents the locals from the island from entering. On entering the vault, the party found it's been shut for 100 years. It is really perfectly preserved. There are potted plants, which appear to be, the soil's damp, they're healthy looking plants. There's food out on breadboards, nothing stale or moulded. And there are bodies in the vault. Cleric looking folks. Eyes open, bodies in good condition, just very, very stiff. The party spent maybe half an hour, 40 minutes in there so far, just sort of poking around, discovering journals written by the previous inhabitants of the vault, and have happened upon a tomb-looking thing. Prescribed on it is, here lies Sir Loris of the Golden Order, and Ahim has noted that this is probably a trap. So, No Direction. In this hall, this kind of marbled stone hall, ribbons of light kind of whizzing about your feet as you walk through this this really quite nice and kind of sculptural sort of hold. What are you doing? You are faced with a coffin. Over to you.
I suddenly
Muddy
take on a
takes
fish.
us to a couple of steps back after the announcement and just kind of says, I haven't got any diamonds, so I can't bring anyone back, but I can stabilize you, make sure you don't decompose, although that doesn't seem to be a problem here.
Can't leave. Ozras, a sword.
Oh yes, that's the other thing. Of course, it's not just Loris that lies here. It's Loris and his faithful blade, the bringer of dawn.
Oi oi.
suddenly take on a fish face and say, "It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap."
This is the coffin, right?
Yep. It's one of those kind of, a stone impression has been made of the guy lying in it. He's got a sword clutched in his hands, lying, along down to his feet. A large looking blade, sun sort of decorations up on the hilt. Yeah, it's
So what
nice.
you're saying is it would be a perfect sword replacement for Osiris, who has just lost his sword.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I take 10 feet. I walk 10 feet back.
10 walks back.
10 walks.
I would
Now
like to see if I can open the coffin.
Oh my god.
I take 20, 40.
No traps. No check for traps.
The second you lay your hands on the surface of the stone, light pours out from every crack, every little rivulet in the surface of it. Osiris, could you make a dex saving throw for me, please?
I'm going.
You've seen
PTSD
Critical Role, right?
flashbacks.
That's Paladin's primary stat, right? Dexterity should be fine.
Yeah.
You're chilling.
Paladin's pretty fast.
I mean, you didn't even let me give you guidance.
Oh!
Stuck as these it's beyond ribbons of light, these kind of almost arrows just whiz past you and lash outwards in the sort of there's almost like a hum to it, this like cacophonous hum that exudes outwards as it exhumes itself from the coffin and dissipates in the air. It doesn't seem to have touched you, and you are free to slide off the lid of the coffin.
I would like to do that, DM.
Okay, the stone grinds as you do so. And
Like
lying
it would turn
inside-
out like Indiana Jones' bad guy. He opens the fucking coffin and he just like vaporizes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Don't look at the Holy Grail. He chose poorly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, lying inside is a long dead individual, clearly. There is no flesh on these bones, kind of withered old skin, but this is an exceptionally old body, you think. And indeed, clutched in his hand is a sword, or rather, a hilt of it. You can't see any blade that springs down from it, though the hilt is the same as what you saw on the surface of the coffin.
So it's kind of just a hilt by itself.
Just a hilt by itself, yeah.
I would like to take the remains of the sword.
As you do, Arim shouts out. "Careful!
Okay.
I've heard there are weapons that could be trapped, or even worse, cursed."
I might also try and take out just a long-looking bone if there is one, just to try and wield that as a weapon if I've got no other choice.
Yeah, you can grab an ulna, whatever looks appealing to you in this moment. You reckon you could fish around beneath his slightly mustied old robes, which at this point are kind of just flaking away. There's not much substance to them. You could pick up a long bone if you really wanted to. You could pick up the spine. That'd be kind of cool. You could like whip it around.
What's the longest bone in the body?
Google. What's the longest bone?
Femur's the strongest. Probably
The femur. The femur
Yeah.
is one of the most I'm meant to be a
it
necromancer
must be
main, and
femur.
I don't know the answer to this. I can't believe that. I'm actually quite ashamed.
Where is that in the
it's the
body?
femur.
Can
The
someone
femur's the
who's
thigh
more
bone.
educated tell me?
It's your
The thigh bone.
It's like the thigh bone.
What's the fucking tibia?
Connected
Yeah,
to the
I'll-
hip bone.
I'll grab the thigh
I
bone.
went there.
Oh no.
No, connected to.
Alright, you
He's going full Unga.
caress Solaris of the Golden Order's thigh bone.
And the hilt of the sword.
And also the hilt of the sword. As
He's
you
got
take
strapping
the
them
hilt,
together.
duct tape the bone to the hilt. As you pick up the hilt, however, you hear a calm, almost like chime-like voice which says to you,
Oh no.
"Hello, pleasure to meet you."
Would you like to
Your
destroy
sword has
some
a Siri.
evil?
Is
Well,
it
Alex,
obvious to Osiris that that voice is coming from the sword?
nobody else reacts, I will say. And it is the very second that your fingers touch the cold metal. And it has like almost a similar hum to what kind of let down of coffin to it.
So what you're saying is it comes with customer support?
Something like that.
He's literally have Alexa the sword.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm who are you? He just says that like out loud with everyone around him, like not giving a shit if anyone hears him.
Hey, party,
Staring
you
curiously.
you see what looks like Ozra's talking to a skeleton, holding one of his bones.
Ozrus, what did that light do to you?
He's just got the thigh bone and he's just like, hello, how are you?
Ozrus, are you okay?
Alas, poor Yori.
This isn't the time to be acting strangely.
Ozrus, what's wrong?
Can you just let me finish my conversation, please? Thank you.
Who are you talking to?
You hear in response, I am Dawnbringer. I am here to bring light into darkness and fight creatures of evil. Let us be destructive to our enemies so that good may flourish across these lands. You appear to be a man of faith, am I correct?
Absolutely.
Then we shall be best of friends. Who am I speaking with?
I insight check the voice.
Yeah, you can insight check the voice, yeah.
Voice.
Yeah.
Oh god. Insight. 21.
21. It seems quite excited almost to meet you. And you do get the sense of warmth radiating out of the metal. It seems like, they would like to be friends.
But do I know to be wary of a sword that starts talking to me in my head?
With your paladinly studies, you'll be aware of many a sentient weapon throughout history. Some of them are really, really bad, and some of them are wielded by the great heroes of the world. Could be either.
Well, I think we'll be the best of friends too. It's such a pleasure to meet you, and I am so glad you've just joined me because I just lost my sword, so this timing couldn't have been better. It almost feels like someone is writing a story behind this that matches up to what's just happened.
Smile upon the worthy. What shall I call you?
Ozrus. Ozrus Sunsong.
Sunsong, truly fate smiles upon this day. I was made by worshippers of the sun. You were meant to find me, Ozrus Sunsong. And it vibrates slightly in your hand.
Absolutely.
Oh, the bone or the
multi.
It's exciting.
You son of
You've got waifu the blade now.
Wait, I've seen this anime.
Watch this hentai. I don't know what you.
Yeah, party. I mean, Ozrus is just talking aloud to skeleton bone / sword. You're unsure.
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to the skeleton?
I think I'm talking to the sword. I'm not sure. It could be the bone. It could be a random disembodied voice. It could be my imaginary friend, but I'm going to assume it's the sword.
Be careful. There are many tales of cursed fiends being trapped in ancient blades masquerading as weapons of light. Be on your guard.
No. This one's very polite. Don't worry.
It's polite.
I mean, why would they bury a cursed blade with a famous king in his own tomb?
Surely there's more to it than just a hilt.
Are you more than just a hilt?
Absolutely.
Is it a female voice?
Yeah, it's a female. It's a female voice.
What did she say her name was?
Just Dawnbringer.
Do you go into the settings and change the voice, or is it just the one?
You haven't asked. Yes, absolutely, Ozrus. Spend some time with me and you will understand the inner workings of my magics. I am a blade of light, here to shed brightness into those corners of the world that remain dark.
I see. So my DM is trying to tell me I need to attune to this weapon.
Yeah, you think you probably need to show us this one?
Okay.
Ah.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna try and vibrate back to the sword to show that I'm happy, but probably fail because he can't do that. And put it... I don't know, can I put it in a sheath? Does it fit in my old sheath?
Yeah, I mean, it just, if you try and put it in a sheath, it just falls off because there's no sword bit.
Well, it depends how long the bit under the handle
There's
is.
nothing. It's just completely smooth. It's a smooth surface.
Okay.
It's a Kendall sword.
I'm just gonna hold on to it then. Just gonna
Okay.
hold it in my hand.
Do you like try to vibrate excitedly back at it and just sort of like give it a little shake?
Yeah, he just starts like doing. Okay, no. Oh.
Maybe stop there.
Okay, he just starts like waving it around.
Mm.
That was not.
Mhm.
Yep.
We're adults.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop.
We are, no.
Yeah. You hold the hilt.
Yep.
And
I recently watched Tropic
Why
Thunder. This is
in
very
every
appropriate.
campaign are the dick jokes always with my weapon? Like, why is it only me?
You thrust Dawnbring.
yeah. Good. Cool. So you are in this tomb room. You have an exposed skeleton lying there. There's a door ahead of you. And the hallway is open. A kind of long blue carpet stretches out.
I find with such weapons, and I summon mine, it takes a little bit of time to familiarize yourself. Do you need a moment, Osiris? Should we wait? It seems like we're not in a rush at all.
You could try asking it about the tomb a bit.
That's
Maybe it knows something.
a good point. And we could investigate if there's anything useful, anything else in the tomb.
Let's also remember that we don't know what the sword is saying to Osiris. Osiris, what has it said to you?
So the sword said that, and he's like thinking about it as if he like can't remember what it said like literally 2 minutes ago. Also kind of true because I can't remember as a player what it said to me. So the sword said that it belonged to a very important person and we were made to find each other, and it's really powerful. That's what it said. And he doesn't, yeah, that's literally all he says.
Well, that's probably true. That's how the weave works. That's how destiny works. It's no accident that at the moment of your greatest need of a weapon, you found one to match your soul.
Osiris is going to hold up the sword again and pretty much just like shove it into Lucifer's face and says, "Why don't you ask it a question, Lucifer?"
While you're doing this,
I take the hilt.
He walks up, puts his hand on your shoulder, and goes, "Maybe you can put the bone back. I don't think you need it."
So like, while he's like got the sword in one hand, he's also got the bone in the other hand, and as he's shoving the sword into Lucifer's face, he just gets the bone and just starts whacking Modi away from him with the bone in his hand. And if Lucifer reaches out to try and touch the sword, or the hilt, he goes, "You don't need to touch it to ask it a question."
Lord, how long have you been here? What can you tell us about this place?
Arim sighs and goes, "We're going to die."
Does the sword, like, react to anyone else talking to it?
Yeah, you hear it reply to you, Osiris, and it's only Osiris that hears this. What was the question? Sorry, Lucifer. What lore do you wish to scoop out for me?
How long has it been here, and what can it tell us about this place?
Well, you may tell your friend Osiris that I have been here for a long time indeed. Hundreds of years, perhaps. I have lost count. It has been so long. And it trails off slightly, and like it begins to talk kind of quickly, almost as if it's a bit panicked. Lost in the dark of the coffin. Please don't put me back there. Please don't leave me alone, Osiris. You will stay with me, won't you? Please.
I don't have any intention of putting you back, don't worry. And he turns to Lucifer and says, well, she seems like she hasn't been here that long, maybe 50 years, give or take.
I see. And the second question?
The second question was what? Sorry, I can only.
Can you tell us
these
anything about
information
this
at once.
place?
Okay. And your friend wishes to know about this place. I am afraid I cannot tell you much beyond what you already know as a visitor to the Divine Vault. It is a repository for items of great power. But I have not seen much from within my box. The cold box. Alone with Loris. Oh, I miss him so. He died so well. What a brave man. It sniffs.
So she doesn't have any idea because she's been stuck in a box the whole time.
Right.
Apparently her owner died a grisly, horrible death, so...
Does the owner ring any of our bells, history-wise?
Yeah, can we do a history check? Can I do a history
Yeah,
check?
history check on Loris of the Order.
Sure.
Sounds like a
Oh,
nerd, to
fuck.
be honest.
No, I have proficiency in religion, but not history, so
18.
probably. Oh, I got 15. Maybe I know something.
Yeah,
Found out.
15 and 18. I guess with an 18, Lucifer, you know a lot about the various warriors of the past, the famous ones. You somewhat style yourself upon their legends. You know that Loris was a powerful fighter indeed, a paladin of the Golden Order some centuries ago. He was known for heroism, for going from town to town. And Modi, for you, I think with a 15, I think on a religious level, you know that he wasn't like a paragon of any, like, the faith he followed wasn't particularly important. He wasn't somebody that, like, he wasn't like a door-to-door religious salesman. He was more just like mercenary hero.
Oh, okay. So
Processing the fact
like a
that...
paladin, he was just like a fighter. That just... Was
Processing
he
the-
king? Wait, hold on. Was he king
Yeah.
or like?
No,
Paladin.
he was a member of the Golden Order.
Oh, okay.
So mercenary fighter, paladin, something of that sort.
Processing the fact that that would have been centuries ago, Lucifer looks at others and is like, it's been wielded by others since Loras?
I didn't actually give you the name
No, but it's on
Oh.
the tomb.
previously.
It's on the tip.
Yeah.
He didn't think that far. Well, I assume so.
Must have been if it's only been there for 50 years. He
Well,
died
there's lots of
centuries
people
ago.
here.
Osiris,
And he points to all the dead bodies on the floor.
maybe you could ask it whether it was here when the Praetor entered the vault and sealed it, whether it remembers that.
Was it the Praetor or was it someone else?
The journal told you it was Arbiter Harkness is
Arbiter.
the name of the individual. The Praetor died, and that's when his people came in
Okay.
here and sealed themselves away.
Arbiter, then.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what they're saying, but Osiris, you shouldn't lie. It's not kind to tell lies to your friends.
They're not
It's
going to
not
get on.
something- It's not
You're gonna
something
love
a
this
holy
sword.
man would do. I don't understand.
What did it say?
It said it has no idea.
Drat!
Yep. But by the way, god did your owner serve?
We were sworn to the high heavens, both its prime deity and the lesser.
I can't remember who's the prime deity of the high heavens.
Well,
Is this a Jamie
Jamie.
question or is it?
we're
Oh,
gonna
I'm
throw this one over to
scrolling.
Jamie.
I'm scrolling back up. Give me. I think it's Tyr. It is Tyr.
Yeah.
Tyr, the Lord of Justice. Yeah, Tyr, ruler of the high heavens.
Here and his pantheon.
Something wrong, Osiris?
Oh, I just realised we worship the same deity, or rather, the sword and his owner worship the same deity.
Helm.
He's talking to a broken sword. You don't think nothing is wrong?
Well,
Right.
you can have a
Strange.
conversation too. And he like shoves it in.
Was he holding it like a microphone?
Yeah, pretty much.
It just pops out, stabs you.
And Areem steps forward and disingenuously puts his hands together in a holy sort of way.
It was, oh, gracious being, what power do you have to tell me where the finest repository of gold is in this vault?
Oh, Osiris, please tell your friend that I cannot help him with that. Material wealth is not something to chase after. It leads only to danger, to greed, and to ruin.
Well,
He says it's probably to the left.
Osiris, why do you lie to your friends?
to the left of what?
He just shrugs.
So it is also not smart, is what you're trying to tell me.
Or maybe it's so smart that you don't understand it.
We're all going to die.
Well,
Do you
hold
need
on.
a moment, Osiris?
The way that we're facing right now, if we just look forward and then go left, that's the way, no?
See, Bray is just probably the smartest person in the group.
I'm a fucking genius. Areem, let's go get fucking rich. And he's gonna start walking down the hallway ahead, looking for the first left turn that's available.
You're not looking for a short rest to attune to it, right?
Oh, I
mean,
assumed that
I
that already
am.
happened.
But like, I don't know, is this conversation maybe just like worth a short rest? Because it's getting pretty long now.
If you wanna like officially say you sit down for half an hour and like in the meanwhile break and like march on forward and take a look around, we can do it that way.
Everyone's okay with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
So
I mean,
Sire will
I'm happy to. I'd probably go with Bray.
I'll DM you this bad boy.
Hmm.
Just after, Brett.
Enjoy your wall of text.
Marches off. Mercy would lean in and say to Osiris, "Are you sure it said there was a vault of gold to the left?"
It just said the left. It didn't say to the left, it just said left.
Okay. So pressing on ahead.
Why do you lie?
Wait, is Areem gonna come with me? Who's staying behind for a short rest and who's going ahead?
Areem will come, but he's keeping his distance if you're strolling down like a fucking bowling ball.
Wow.
Okay.
Mercy's just a couple of paces behind.
Mercy's staying to watch Osiris.
What about Lucifer?
Lucifer will go on ahead as well.
Why is Mercy watching Osiris?
He's suspicious of the sword and the sword that talks to only Osiris.
But surely Mercy would have seen or heard of, like, I don't know, cursed or nice weapons before, right? Like...
Probably.
Cursed? Why did you say cursed?
I mean, it sounds nice to me, but and what you typed to me is very nice. So...
Mercy gets a sense that someone else has typed something nice about the sword.
I think he's just generally wary of people who hear voices that only they can hear.
How would you be wary of
Well, let me tell you about my last character.
There's a quote about even in the wizarding world somewhere.
Okay.
I feel like Mercy should roll an insight check.
Okay.
I don't know if I have the power to ask this, but I feel like there is definitely room there for Mercy to be suspicious in a sense, but I feel like you maybe want to roll to decide how suspicious.
Or maybe it's
they are.
it's a passive insight of 15, and you roll persuasion or deception.
Okay,
Yeah, we
yeah,
can do
that
it
makes
that
sense. Persuasion, deception. No, persuasion. Okay, 16.
Okay. Then he'll wait with you, but he won't. Maybe just like wait with you to like because 3 people have gone, and he won't convey a sense of distrust. He doesn't.
I mean, this is definitely a weird situation. I feel like Mercy would be suspicious with like general 15, right? And I feel like there would be a lot of things people would be wary of given witnessing the situation. But I don't think you have a strong feeling that there's something wrong here yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. Pushing on ahead, the others. There is a hallway, down which you can see another junction, and to either side, 3 doors on each side, left and right. Could you make a perception check, please, for me? Anyone going down there?
Yeah.
Sure,
of course.
I will do that. Because I'm barreling on ahead, and I rolled a
Come down
fat
4 feet.
4.
10.
Bray, it's a hallway. Lucifer, it's a hallway with
17.
doors.
I want
I
to
assume
hold
so.
on. I want to go in the first door on my left, but do I know which way is left?
Roll a d6. On odd numbers, you go right, and on even numbers, you go left.
Cool. I love being a dumbass. This is so fun.
Oh, no,
I rolled a 1.
DM, if
Did you say odd numbers? I'm right or wrong?
I don't remember. My memory is so short term today.
Same.
We got to go like
DM,
does anyone
if
recall
he goes
this?
in one door, Arim's gonna take 3/4 cover on one of the corners here before.
Okay. But with a 14 and a 17, this one down here, middle on the right, you kind of note that the wisps of light that travel along the floor underneath the carpets seem to be almost rushing towards this room. They flicker into it every once in a while.
Hold on now. There's that door, not the first, the second one. It's a bit busy.
Well, I didn't care about that. I'm going to the treasure room. It's right here, and he knocks on the door that's on the right to him.
Okay. There is
Buddy would just point out, be like, that is the right
no
side.
answer.
And Bray is going to try to kick the door down.
Okay, yeah. Make a
At this
strength
point,
check.
Modi does take a couple of steps back.
Sorry, what kind of roll do you want me to do?
Strength.
Strength. Just a straight strength roll.
Mhm.
Why am I rolling so
Athletics.
bad?
Athletics.
It's a 7.
7. It's not locked.
Wait. Did you say athletics instead? Because that changes this.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually a 10 then, if it's athletics.
Okay, this door isn't locked. It's wooden. Yeah, you kick it open. It swings open. It feels a bit unnecessary, in fact, as it creaks on its hinges.
As it swings open, I go, yes.
As you look into a room, you see lining the room shackles bolted to the wall, somewhat crudely. Metal iron cast that have been kind of hammered in through pins which split the marble stone. You also see several bodies, not preserved, but old, you think. Skeletal, withered, and make a medicine check.
Are we? It's like, sorry. Are you striding ahead, or are we keeping up?
Well, are you coming? You came with the gang, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say you can all see into this room behind Bray. It's the first one on the right. So.
I'm gonna do a medicine check as requested by my DM.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, it wasn't bad. I have a
Am I
negative
allowed to
1 to medicine,
Am I allowed
but
to do a medicine check?
I rolled a 14 total.
Okay. These are humanoid, but they look underdeveloped. They look on the younger side.
Oof.
None extremely small, but they don't look like fully formed adults.
Is there any treasure in the room?
Wow.
Make an investigation check.
That's what I came here to look for. Oh, okay. I have a negative 1 to investigation as well, but I rolled a 17, so 16 total.
17. You find a sheaf of paper, discarded to the side, which you pick up, and it reads only...
Wait, I can't read.
Oh.
Who's nearby?
I can
I'm
read.
gonna turn over my shoulder. Who's there?
Me.
I mean, yeah, we're probably there.
We're both there, yeah. Can you
Lucy,
guys,
Molly, what's
guys,
it say?
move your things on roll 20.
Is this a letter from the people who took all the treasure? Because I don't see no treasure in here. I took the room on the left, like the sword said.
What does the letter say? Or what language? Can we read it?
I'm not allowed to move my token. I need to
Drag it from journal. Grab a new one.
The letter, it says, those who would not be missed. Count 11. Age variable. Note, running low. Will need more.
I repeat that verbatim out loud and say, those that would not be missed. Children.
That's a fucking yikes, dude.
Wait, they would. So how old do these bodies look? Like with a medicine check? Like...
Not fully adult. There are none like super small
but I mean,
ones.
like if I was to just like do a quick eyeball of how long they've been dead for.
Okay, and I'll say, given you're a cleric, this probably isn't a difficult one for you. You think probably teenage on average, kind of early pubescent maybe, like 11 upwards.
So obviously they're corpses, so they're not, or they're remains, so they've been dead a lot longer than the Arbiter came into the tomb. They predate the Arbiter, right?
Yeah, big brain. Good job. Yeah, you get the sense that it seems like people that came in with the Arbiter have been perfectly preserved. This predates that.
So, was there anything we noticed about the bodies other than their development stage? Well, not really. Not with the roll we got.
Yeah.
Whoever was in this particular vault before the Arbiter and all them was not, let's say, the kindest individual.
Do they predate the Golden Order or not?
I can't quite say, but they definitely are not particularly holy.
Running
Unless
low.
child sacrifice is considered holy.
On earth does it mean running low?
Running low on treasure, obviously. Where is it? It's meant to be in here?
Why don't you check the next room, Brie? The other side. Maybe the sword got its way round
they
wrong.
said the room on the left, and this is the room on the left. As a reminder, this is not the room on the left. This is the room on the right.
Oh yeah.
But he is an
Maybe,
assistant.
Bray,
He's in the room on the
but
left.
like, think about it, Bray. It's been trapped in a box. It got disorientated. You know, when you wake up drunk, like, just try the other room.
Okay. Oh,
You
okay,
hear
okay.
from
Yeah.
outside, in the hallway while you guys are in there. Hello, have you died yet?
No,
Nah.
but someone
No.
did a long time ago.
11 of them.
Good.
Bray will march across the hallway and go with a mighty swing of his leg, kick down the door to
So
the actual-
Modi
Lucifer
yells out and
will-
kind of like quickly
Sorry, go on, Modi.
consecrate the corpses of these remains.
Yeah. I'll assist Modi and
Right.
take off the shackles of them.
Okay, alright.
Like a silent prayer.
You two occupy yourselves with that. Bray, you barrel ahead looking for treasure, and you find much the same in the room opposite. You don't see your promised treasure. Osrus's directions of left don't seem to have netted you gold.
This is a fucking scam. He's gonna turn around, leaving that room behind, and return to the chamber where Osrus and Mercy are. Oi, Osrus! Your fucking sword is lying. I went in both left rooms and neither of them have got any treasure in them.
Maybe it's plausible that there once was treasure here back when he died, which was a very, very long time ago, and it has since been moved.
Or treasure to this sword means dead children.
I'm hoping that it doesn't mean that, because that would be really, really, really weird.
Osrus, please. Osrus, set it straight.
I
Their
believe
children,
you.
I would never.
I believe you.
Osrus, please.
Osrus
Irene
asked about the
asked
dead
about
children.
Piles of gold.
Why
It
are there
also
dead
would-
children in the room the sword directed us to, Osrus?
It would kind of make sense as well, though, in a kind of morbid way. That's, their remains are around the same age. Maybe children were considered treasure back then? I'm not sure.
Modi,
can't comment.
Modi, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. It's cursed.
I mean, there's a difference between cursed and fucked up.
Did you
I
see
mean, I
any?
think maybe the sword just meant that the dead children were the treasure, but have you tried
Why?
the other stuff?
Why are dead children treasure?
I literally just explained why that was unlikely, but not... I mean, you could ask it for clarification.
He pretends to listen to the sword talking and goes, no clarification needed. I mean, dead bodies are resources, right? We could probably sell them, not for very much. But
Perhaps-
Can I at this point,
Sword-
insight check. At this...
Osrus, I'm fairly sure that Arim asked you about piles of gold, not treasure.
maybe a translation issue?
Or maybe the sword has just got a very strange sense of humour.
Is it speaking a different language to you?
No, but it has a very heavy accent.
Oh,
You are a follower of Tyr. Hell was it? Which god do you follow, Osrus? Surely they would not allow this.
Bahamut, actually, but that's not.
Is that
really
out loud?
different. Yeah.
Do I know anything about Bahamut? Surely I do. Who's this Bahamut?
Yeah.
Man of Dragons, good guy, cool dragon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's a
fair
big
enough.
deal.
what?
Minor Lord of the elemental plane of air, the Tempest
What
Grass,
accent does it
Ah,
have?
the windy place.
the windy
Windy
place.
Osrus, what does it sound like? Maybe it's give us some indication of where its owner was from, or something about those who wielded it in past.
Well, so the thing is, I haven't ever really left my village until sort of when we went on this journey, so I'm not really well traveled. I couldn't say, I wouldn't want to be offensive.
Insight check.
Two insight checks against you.
Maybe you could.
Just roll 'em, boys.
Maybe you could give an estimation, Osrus. Just try it. Go
Oh,
on.
19 and
19
21.
21.
I think you're rolling against these.
Well, how does it smell? How does
Oh,
the
yeah,
shit
that's
smell, huh?
Doesn't shite.
Right, deception. 17.
Wait, I think you guys get the sense that, like, maybe Osrus is maybe skipping over a few things. But he's a
I
pretty
don't-
vague guy, like,
I don't care what the sword is actually saying. Are you hiding anything helpful from us, or is it not helpful at all?
Well, I told you it doesn't know anything about anything because it was locked in a box. I mean,
Lodi's leaning against
What-
the wall. This one goes. I mean, Ozris makes a point. It's been sitting in a dark box for who the hell knows how long. I'm sure it doesn't have much useful information.
thank you, Modi.
I'm
And come on, of course
sure
it doesn't
that
know
if-
where the treasure is. Of course it doesn't think dead children are treasure. Who on
I'm
earth
sure
would
that if
that?
it was important, Ozris would share it with us.
Absolutely.
I don't trust it. I don't think we should take it. I say we put it to a vote. We bring it or we leave it here. Back in a coffin.
Come, Arim, there's no
No,
need. to go.
Osiris, please don't let them put me back. You won't
It
abandon
was-
me, will you?
It was Ozris's destiny to find this sword in his hour of greatest need. He
And
wheeled.
dead children's bodies, that is destiny for this man also.
He said it's probably a translation error due to the accent of the sword.
Yep,
That's
thank you,
just
Mercy.
too much.
Someone has been listening to me, and as the sword is like, no, please don't put me back in the coffin, Osiris is just standing next to the coffin going, like pushing it.
Ozris, what are you doing? No, you mustn't return it. You're meant to wield this sword.
We
Come now, stop being silly.
sword will help us in the vault.
Help!
It is
Somebody!
power. Sword. I remember Loras from Tales. Sword is powerful, and that is what we need now to help us through. I don't care whether or not Ozris is sharing everything, so long as I trust that Ozris would tell us if it was important. The sword has been locked in a
Very
box for
important.
hundreds of years. It knows nothing. Dead children are not treasure. Let us please continue. I'm sorry, Bray. I'm sorry, Ahim. I don't know what treasure awaits us, but it's not in those rooms.
More
I agree.
bodies, eh?
But there
But
are
I
plenty
will
more rooms.
reiterate, we don't know what's left of left. There could be more rooms here, so...
Right, well, let's keep going then.
I think we'd be a bit more wise to perhaps forget the left part and go with our gut.
I'm gonna try every left room on this goddamn hallway.
Perhaps there is a grain of wisdom
But it shrugs.
in the murky pool of porridge that this sword seems to be. We have not lost anything. There is, we know, treasure in this vault. Perhaps we just stop following because its reliability, because of this interpretation issue, is called into question. Let's just carry on and ignore the sword for now. If it has something
Fine.
useful, then we can listen to it again.
He holds up the sword as Mercy is saying this and says, look, they think you're a liability now.
There's a long silence. And then you hear, you're lying, aren't you? About what? About how much?
I would never.
What did the sword say?
It
You
said,
would never what, exactly?
it said to me, it was worried that I would use it for evil like the other people that have died here, but I said I would never.
Is that why its owner died a gruesome death?
Perhaps.
Hundreds of years ago.
I have heard of swords of great power and good punishing the owners who strayed from the path of good, so that makes sense.
What's meant to be will always find a way. Now, please, we are meant to continue.
At the end
I
of
will
your
continue
short
under
rest-
one condition,
Mm-hmm.
that Bray stops running through the doors, because we're going this way.
What? Not wrong. Look, I've just sped us along and opened up 2 doors real fast, so whenever you lead the way, it takes ages to get anywhere.
Okay. In that case, we do deal.
I'm kind of curious as to what will happen if Bray dies.
Well,
Again.
whatever will happen, I can assure you it will be a waste of our time.
It may not be. It could answer quite a few questions about the nature of this land.
What?
Okay, as you spend your time short resting, poking around, you are all sense that you are note. There is something about the way that the air sort of hums. It almost vibrates and pulses like a kind of bassy sort of rhythm. And the longer you spend there, the more you notice it. By the end of your rest, it's almost sort of clutching at the edges of your esophagus and pressing inwards. And you note that the motes of light on the floor start to lift and gather at your feet. Could all of you make a Constitution saving throw?
Let's go.
Oh, wow. I rolled a 5.
10.
Constitution saving throw.
Wrong.
Unless you have
9.
advantage. Nice.
25.
Is it a saving throw or is it a
Save it. So
Did I roll a saving throw or did I fuck it up?
Mercy,
Yeah, I did,
you
yeah.
succeed. It's a fail for Modi, a fail for
Wait a
Lucifer.
second. If you're within some feet of me,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
let me.
You get,
You get nothing.
We get
you get nothing.
jack
Good
shit.
day,
We
sir.
get,
Nothing.
we get good vibes.
Shut
We
the
get
fuck
confused.
up.
We got gaslit.
Yeah.
Girl boss.
10 feet of phosphorus, you get gaslit.
If you are within 10 feet of me, you get a +5 to the saving throw.
Wait, what?
Crap. That's a lot.
Wait.
Get fucked.
Oh, 15 then.
That's just a 10 still.
It's
And
like.
and I rolled a 30.
What? You rolled a
plus
25?
I got 25 on my con save.
A
Yeah,
level
he's got a lot
6,
of
a
cons.
+5.
I'm a big boy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, how did you... And she killed you in one hit?
Well, I have a +6 to my con save, and then I rolled a 19, so that's how I got 25, and then I get +5 from being next to Osiris.
What are these rolls?
I
They
got
are high
another
roll.
natural 20.
Okay. Osiris, you feel protected. You feel safe. You feel so good. You, with your righteous holy light and your blade of the dawn, just feel like this light thing, it's part of you, man. It's fine. Mercy, also okay. Bray, very fine. You push through the sensation. Lucifer, there's a moment
There's a 15?
you start to feel a little sick, but it does not seem to affect you. Ahim,
14.
14. The way the light swells at your feet, it almost begins to burn. As you take 5 damage. It burns
5.
like heat. It itches like light, bright light. It stings like poison. It's a strange sensation, this magic. And Modi,
Mm-hmm.
that's with a +5, so 10 total?
That'd be 10 total, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You take the same amount of damage
just
in a
5 damage,
similar
so-
fashion, yeah.
5 damage.
Just goes things, he's like, ah!
When they take damage, Clue, do they like... Are they holding, like, clutching a leg, or like... How are they reacting to being injured in this way?
And it's sort of like, it's strange because for you guys, you're seeing light gathering at your feet, but really it's sort of everything that starts to hurt. Your eyes feel worn, like you've been awake for too long. Your ears ring like there's a high-pitched noise coming from nowhere. It feels like a kind of bodily sensation.
I'm not kidding.
Sounds painful.
Well, I feel great.
That
Is
does
there,
not
are there
bode
any
well.
like lesions or anything on our skin or anything like that?
Like
No.
radiation burns.
No, in fact, you can't see anything on your skin.
How do you two react? Like, do you say anything? Do you?
It's kind of like it feels like it's sting. I mean,
You probably see Arim like itching his leg loads, probably to the point where he's actually beginning
Like-
to scratch the skin away.
clearly uncomfortable. Clearly very uncomfortable. Like he grins and bears it, but it's like it's very unpleasant.
This fur obviously feels a tiny bit sick as well. We should move on quickly. I don't like this.
Maybe this is the toll this place takes on people.
Some of us are reacting worse than others. Like, for example, Ozrus looks practically untouched and just smiling like normal. I wonder if there's some sort of protective magic from the sword. Ozrus, could we hold it? Could we all hold it to gain the protective magic?
I'm just gonna walk around all holding this one sword.
Anyone that touches it, you just say, help.
I don't think I was just gonna let us, right?
Yeah, we're not gonna let us touch it.
Absolutely.
No.
Come. Does this qualify as a short rest yet? What did we say?
Yeah. That's the end of the short rest.
On that note, DM, I was going to say earlier, before the short rest, I was going to cast Parse Without a Trace.
Before the short rest? Okay.
Before the short rest, so you see Arim sits down in a meditative position with his legs crossed and folded, very flexible yogi style, and then begins swirling, beginning to sort of weave a dark cloud around him, and a shroud falls, and his features darken. Past that trace within 20 feet, I think.
Oh, okay. You do this, you take your rest, and what next?
Onwards.
Onwards.
Does anything change with the sword?
No, not that you can see.
Okay. Onwards we go.
Okie dokie. So, you press all of you into this hallway, two opened.
As
You
the
are-
others, do we
Yeah,
just
you can see
see?
quite clearly this, like, it's probably been, I imagine it's been pointed out to you that this room seems to have a kind of gathering of that light at the base of it. You may have a different opinion of that, having experienced pain as a consequence of it over the last half hour or so, some of you.
Mhm.
I think last time, in the last session, I think Arim noted something about, like, we shouldn't stay here too long. The bodies that we came across were, like, seemed so well preserved, as if they just died from being here, or there was something like that. I can't remember what it was, but
You found a journal on one of the bodies. So you have the first 4 days translated in the Boogaloo chat. In fact, you have there's more to be translated in it, but you chose not to spend the time doing so.
yeah. Arim's gonna say, "It's here. You felt it too, Modi. It's because of here, and how long we're here.
I don't think we have the luxury to stay here for as long as we would like.
We don't.
Maybe it's the same unseen force that prevents the natives from entering the vault in the first place.
I think
My
so.
original thought was maybe it was something holy, considering how I kind of quickly side-eye some praise. Like questionable the forces at play on this place are, but I don't know. I feel like it's more nuanced than that.
If someone was holding the journal when we were short resting, would we have just been like looking at it?
Trying to learn more.
I don't know. Like now that the short rest is gone, maybe it's too late. But
Yeah, I mean, you could have spent the time. You probably ask for a roll for it. You know, it's written in shorthand. It's not a kind of just read it from the pages. It does require some deciphering and some focus.
would I have been able to do that whilst I was attuning to the
I think no,
sword?
not if you were attuning at the same time.
Okay. So it would have to have been someone else
Yeah.
that wasn't in the room.
Could I have asked Ozrus one more question for the sword during the short rest?
Sure.
Mercy would have said, Ozrus, would you mind asking the sword whether this is the correct way towards the Great Vault that we're supposed to be looking for? there were two ways, one left, one right from the main chamber. I'm just wondering whether this is the correct way or whether it was the other one.
Let me see. Your friend, if you will even relay it, asks a good question. This is not the way to the central repository. I have been there before. You want to go back on yourselves and head north. If you want to tell them that. Osiris, Sun Song.
If that even is your name. He kind of pauses to himself and thinks like, hold on a second, is the only thing that we asked the sword where the treasure was? We haven't actually asked it anything about the layout of this place?
No, we asked it, like, does it know anything useful, and does it know anything about this place it can tell us and stuff, so...
I guess
we did ask, and, like, what about its master and stuff. We've asked it questions, we just haven't got answers.
Maybe we were too vague with that question. Specifics, it does know stuff. What does Osiris say?
We need to go south.
Osiris relays the information that the sword has said, explaining that we're going the wrong way. He seems quite hesitant when he says that, and seems to be listening to the sword for quite a long time.
Okay. Well, then, unless it's saying a reason that we shouldn't turn around, Osiris, I think we should go the other way.
I agree. We're clearly heading in the wrong direction. And as I said, our time here is not infinite.
Did you tell us it said to go north? Or not?
I told the party what the sword said, which was to go back on ourselves and then head north.
We can't head north. The gate was blocked. It is only east and west. We could travel.
Yes, but was there a riddle, like some kind of thing we have to do to make it work?
Actually, how many of the Paladin statues did we solve in the end?
It seems like that was what was keeping the seal on the east-west doors. You didn't really look at the north exit.
Oh, we didn't. Oh.
So wait, there were 4 Paladin statues, and how many of them? I can't remember. How many of them did we?
There were 4 Paladin. They had a plaque, and then one statue like did stuff, and then opened
needed
2 doors east to west.
He didn't heal the statue. We gave him the sword. We gave it.
We did.
Lead.
We gave him a healing potion.
You feel like you probably fulfilled that one entirely, yeah.
But,
you just didn't look at the exit to the north.
I was about to say with it. So I thought there were 4 statues.
4 on the outside. Yep. You read through all of them, and then got the one in the middle up into its pedestal.
Yeah. Okay.
Could Mercy run back quickly to the north door and have a look at what the deal is? Is there I think you said there was no lock, right?
Yeah, I'd like to backtrack as well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, there are 2 indents on this door that seem to have kind of channels. Yeah, they could be keyholes, but have channels sort of radiating out on the central door.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are 2 2 holes.
Indents,
like
yeah.
Keyholes.
Yeah.
Kinda. And they're not pointing in any direction. There's no indication on the doors to so we need 2 keys, allegedly.
Yeah.
So should we head back?
I guess briefly. Sorry. Go ahead, Luke.
I was just asking, do we share that knowledge communally? That Mercy found?
Yeah, I guess we just head back and say.
I was going to say, yeah.
2 swords.
The 2 of us
come
back and share that.
Yeah.
I guess we're looking for 2 keys.
Do you think? Well,
yes.
We have nowhere to go. There's 2 open doors, one to the west and one to the east. Maybe we find the key this way. Maybe we find both this way. But if we go either way, maybe we find 2 keys.
I think it would be sensible to at least rule out this way. If nothing else, it means that they must both be the other way, or the west door.
Yes, of course. And maybe we find even we can go around. If we take the left at the end, it might take us there.
Awesome.
Okay, you're pressing on?
Yep.
Alright, you have your hallway. You have 4 doors unopened, and a gathering of light in the bottom left. And
Ray,
then the end
I'm
of the
going to
hallway.
do one thing. Please, I just and Arim's going to get out one of his 1,000 or maybe more. What do you call them?
Ball bearings.
Ball bearings. Ball bearings.
What
I
is
just
it with you and ball
roll-
bearings?
He just loves them.
Oh, they're so useful. I can begin to list things you can use them for. But
They
he rolls
actually don't
one
exist
down.
in this world.
Oh, okay. So
Just
they're
chuck your ball.
20-sided bearings in that case, and he's gonna roll it down the.
Okay. You roll a ball bearing down the hallway. It clinks on the end of the wall. Yeah. Nothing seems to happen.
And he turns to Bray and goes, "Consider it good luck."
All right, thank you.
Nurse, you'll go to the.
Could I also observe the hallway just for any kind of trappings, as it were?
Yeah, you can check for traps. Investigation, I guess, if you're having a rootle around.
So I've always imagined investigation as if there's something visible and you work out what its use is, and with perception being you're looking to.
I think you can use either of these here. I'm happy for you to use either. If you really want to use perception because your stats higher, you can do that.
Cool. But I never want to dunk on investigation.
I prefer investigation for traps, I think, because I think you're taking.
If you want to go
one step
investigation, I'm happy to respect that. For
fine.
sure.
It's fine. Use perception, so using your eyes. It's cool. Just, yeah, I think I prefer generally investigation for trap looking.
Can I say, when I went back to the door and I noticed the keyholes, obviously I haven't seen a key, but I could use locate objects to check for keys that would fit this description within 1,000 feet.
Can you?
What would happen if I cast that spell?
Describe or name an object that is familiar to you.
I mean,
think
like, I
it's
can
down to me
see.
if this counts as familiar to you. I don't.
Yeah,
think
it's more that
it
if the spell can
is.
locate a specific object that is known to you, as long as you've seen it up close, which I haven't.
Yeah.
Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, so I'd be looking for a key that would kind of, to the best of my ability, match the size and shape that would fit.
I
this
think
kind of
because
key.
you haven't seen what goes in here, it's not familiar to you, you haven't seen it, I think it would be hard to say that you would just know what it is. Like, it's not a straight up key, right? Like, this is a
No, that's
hole
why I'm
with
asking.
an
Like,
indent. Yeah, like, I think
so
probably...
the indent is to, like, it's not obvious.
It's like a
this is key.
faceted, weird little shape. To you, this
Okay.
looks like this could be anything kind of like... prism-like, maybe, or... But you're not sure what the nature of it
You
would
had
be.
no idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. Alright. Yeah, I relayed that in post in the party, but like, we don't know what we're looking.
Whilst people are moving forward, almost just said Aku there, fucking hell. Osirus is going to go into the rooms that people went into before because he hasn't seen what's in there. And look around, come back out and go, well, I really hope we don't have to kill any more children for the key. That would be really awkward. And I would like to look around and see if I can, like, dig through the bodies and the remains. See if there's anything there that people didn't spot.
Yeah, you can do an investigate.
I'll give Osris the help action because I also didn't see that room. If you'll let me.
Arim is gonna whisper to Modi.
They say, or he says, he took an oath. I don't believe it.
Yeah, investigation as you look through the skeletals.
Okay. 15.
15. Yeah, you comb through, and these maybe you don't find much on these people. You find like scraps of clothing that seem to have come away, but you don't find any personal possessions or anything that really helps you place or identify. It seems these were people that didn't come in here or weren't left with anything in here.
Okay. And in the other room as well. I assume he doesn't find anything, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
looking around.
That
Yeah.
covers the both of them. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And that is true for both of you. I think if you're looking as well, Mercy.
Yeah, I'll just be also kind of giving a glance over as well.
Cool. Okay. Bray, are you pressing on kicking doors down, or?
Oh yeah, I am. Now that Arim's thrown his little ball bearing down the hallway and give me his blessing, I am going to kick down the next door, which is the one that has the ominous light coming from underneath it.
A little bit upper in a doorway.
Hand on sword, ready to unsheath.
I bet all these doors are unlocked, and I'm just unnecessarily
Okay.
kicking them down.
This one, make a athletics check. Yeah.
Let's check. Okay, cool. 18.
Okay.
Boom.
You kick it hard, and the wood does bow ever so slightly. It well, not even slightly. There's a dent in this. But the second you kick, you hear what could be the most annoying voice you've ever heard in your life. From behind the door say, "Hello."
Wait.
Did
that
everyone
the-
hear that?
Is that the ghost camera woman?
Yeah, you hear a loud voice from behind that door. All of you.
Is somebody still
hello?
alive down here? What on earth?
He's gonna put his ear to the door. Hello?
The voice, isn't it? Ah, thank goodness. I've been down here for so long. It's about time. How long has it been? Days? Weeks? I was getting bored.
Another trap.
He's gonna like move away from the door slightly and say to the guys down the hall, "Guys, there's someone really annoying behind this door. I don't know if we want to kick it open or not."
That's
Real
great.
annoying.
I think.
Yeah.
Wait, it's her. It's her.
I don't know. It might be the camera woman. I don't know.
It's not. It doesn't sound like. No, I apologize. for limited repertoire.
Oh no, it's fine.
No, it's fine. No, I don't know who it is, but I just
Surely-
got this vibe that this person's gonna talk a lot.
Surely,
Right, don't kick the door anymore. Just hold.
Can I kick that one instead? And he points across the hall.
Yeah, go on, do it.
All right, and he's gonna go kick the door across the
Get
hall.
him out there.
Actually he goes, wait. I give you one thing, Bray, this one time, but I want it back.
And he's going to give you a crowbar, and that gives you advantage on athletics checks to pry things open.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool.
The
want it back.
the voice continues talking. He said, "I can hear you there. Do you know who I am?
No
we have
idea.
absolutely no idea. Who are you?
Are you with the Arbiter? I don't recognize your voices.
We are not
How
with the
long
Arbiter.
have you been here for?
I don't know. A few days."
Just like little question marks. I reckon it not to alarm you, but this may have been more than a few days.
Oh, are we talking weeks?
I couldn't say.
A
Why can't
century.
you say? Try harder.
A
Potentially
century.
up to 100 years.
There's a silence. Ridiculous. What do you? I think not.
We're
Look at
looking.
your games. And she rattles the door, like rattles, and like
the door
you can see-
rattles.
yeah, and then you hear
Does it rattle? Like,
thud.
how heavy is this door? Is
It's-
this
solid wood, very solid mahogany wood. These are nice doors. Bray has kicked a kind of snap into it somewhat in the center, and back out from the way that Bray's kicked, there is another thud, and the walls around you shake. Actually, as clearly the person inside it has just hit the inside of it very, very hard.
I am no expert, but although this may sound like maybe, to most, potentially a small woman, I would wager that it is in fact not. It
What?
might be quite large.
Who are you? And what are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Glad you've asked. I'm Marcia O'Frady. You know me, yes?
What was that? Sorry, you cut out.
Marcia O'Frady.
And Arim says, I know that is a trap. You whisper to the group.
Can I history
I
check?
don't look. Ahim, and I draw my sword looking at
Oh
Ahim.
man, I rolled complete aids.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll pull that.
History as well.
History.
And
Yeah.
DM, can I ask, are there any like locks on the door of sorts?
Yeah.
Oh,
Natural
that's a
20!
nat
Let's go!
20!
I got 21.
Alicia reads a lot of books.
Yeah.
This person
Okay.
has a destiny, I guess.
Natural 20. Harold Marchia O'Frady is one of the few individuals from the Golden Order that was really known outside of Sacramar. She was in the Upper Echelons, in fact. A woman of numbers. A woman of reasonable intellect, most thought. And extremely renowned to be vain, discerning, and generally pretty nasty to people around her. She was unfalteringly loyal to the Praetor, and yeah, she should have died 100 years ago.
What physically? What did she look like?
Physically, slight and slim, kind of vibrant, almost like salmon orange verging on pink hair, always really well done up that you've seen on any kind of scripture, any kind of likeness of her.
Biology wise, what height are we talking about? Like
We're
5'2",
talking
5'3"?
about maybe 5'6". A tiefling as well. Similar kind of pale.
5'6".
Yeah, pale pastel.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Gray couldn't shake the stone around the door, then this small...
Stand.
So I've had Elizabeth relays. this
Yeah,
kind
I'll
of
be like,
quick
stand back.
info.
Whoever, the woman I knew, or I've heard of, who went by that name, would not be able to move that stone like that. If it is her, she's different.
20, maybe like, she was high up in the order, right? Like, she was probably of reasonable power.
Yeah, I was going to say, was she magical?
Okay.
Like she's known as a smart woman, but that doesn't necessarily always mean
Kind
low,
of like
low
a
physical
5th level
strength.
spell kind of gal.
I was going to say, like, was she known as a powerful mage, or like?
She was known as more of the kind of like priestly side, a
Okay.
kind of clericy sort of.
Powerful cleric.
But a woman
That
of books,
is-
right?
That is.
Numbers.
Wait,
I recognize that name. It's part of it. She was high up in the order, but what's she still doing alive?
well,
You assume she's alive, eh?
first of all, we did get told about ghost here, so it could be a ghost. Or the other option, which makes me feel a little bit more anxious, is the idea that she isn't a ghost. And just thinking back to the bodies that have been dead and are not decomposed.
Or the dead children?
Well, maybe the dead children that are decomposed were dead before they came here. So what does that tell us about the people that have died a long time ago that aren't decomposed? And potentially a woman that's in here that isn't dead that should have been dead 100 years ago.
Hello? Are you a ghost? You have to tell us.
Absolutely not a ghost.
You
Where
have
would
to
you
tell
have
us.
gotten that from? What a ridiculous claim! Who are you?
Big size.
is it
from
over?
Rome.
Is it all over? Are we out?
Is what over?
Right?
But who?
Can I cast detect evil and good? And it may be an
Yeah,
indication as to whether
you
this
can
is a
You can detect
being
evil
celestial
and good. Yeah.
undead.
Okay.
Alright, so that's a first level spell. Yeah.
Mm.
What's it got? It's a. I mean, it's a concentration up to 10 minutes, but it looks like
It
it's
can
pretty much
penetrate
instant.
most barriers. It's blocked
Yeah,
by
apart
3
from
feet
1
of
foot of
wood.
stone.
This isn't 3 feet of wood. That is not
Yeah.
the thickness of the average door. So you are good on this one.
It is the year
so-
5. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he puts his hand kind of near the door and it kind of glows a bit.
Mhm.
What does he feel?
Oh, this is a
Evil.
very interesting question, Eski. You know if there is an aberration celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you.
Yeah.
All of
And
you
all of it.
sense none of those.
Hmm.
Not even an undead.
What is her name again?
Definitely not a ghost.
Marcia or Frady?
But she
Marcia
was a
Alfredi.
tiefling.
It is the year 559 AU.
Oh, stop it!
Kind of, he just relays the info to the group. Just be like, it's
That's
not
ludicrous.
a fiend or an undead behind the door.
You're out by 100 years. 479.
It's definitely not some kind of demon trying to trick us. I can
Oh
guarantee you that.
no. I really hope it's not 100 years on from when we came in here, guys.
Wow.
Could be, but look at the light under the door. Maybe this is something. Eh? Maybe this is power.
Why can't you open this door?
Because I was locked in here. Completely out of line they were, in fact.
Who locked you in?
Oh, the others. Idiots.
And why did they lock you in?
Because I wanted to leave. And they said, no, Marcia, it's not safe. And where are they now? Clearly it's safe if you all come in.
What?
Clearly it's done.
What
It's
did?
done.
When it's all over, the upstarts, they're all vanquished, dead in the ground.
Hmm.
What did Arbiter Harkness take into the vault? What
Who?
great artifact did he carry?
Hold on. Not anything about you. Conversation from behind a door, so are you going to let me out or not?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
It's
of
easy
course.
enough.
I actually think we should get to know each other a bit more before we open the door.
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
We're not from this land, miss.
Where are you from then?
Various different places from all over the land.
You're
Mercenaries.
pilgrims? Pilgrims to Varsala?
Something like that.
Adventurers,
Fine.
mercenaries, whatever
Fine.
you want to call it.
Well, I'll have you know that when I'm out, I can put in a good word with the Praetor with you.
I'm not sure how much that would be worth, but I
We-
appreciate the effort.
More than
We-
you can fathom, friend.
We want to trust you, but by
We-
answering some of our questions,
Hmm.
it shows a token of goodwill that you can be trusted and that you're not going to attack us or do anything to harm us.
Well,
You
I'm
see,
not
We will
sure.
promise the same.
I'm not sure how much goodwill I can extend from behind the door, but I'll certainly do my best. I can, of course, reward you when I'm out.
Mercy, Arim leans onto you, puts his arm around you and goes,
The light. Ask them about the light under the door.
Do you see the light under the door? Is it?
Yes. Yes, of
And-
course.
How bright is it in there?
What shall I say? I mean, what do you want
That's
to know?
what it is.
Do you know what the light is?
It's power. What would it be?
From you?
Yes, it's mine. Partially.
Partially.
What's it doing?
What's it doing?
It's glowing. It's being light. It's doing what light does.
and then Arim sort of butts in.
But what did you put it here for?
I didn't put it here. It just is here. It's an extension of me.
I go to Modi.
Why are
Should
you
we ask
so
them?
light?
Sorry, go.
Because I've worked for it. Because I have been chosen to sit above others.
Chosen by who?
By fate. By the powers that be in this world.
Mercy, can you sense her
Mercy.
fate?
Yeah, can I roll some sort of... Can I roll my destiny check?
Yeah. Yeah, you can roll your percentage dice. Roll your hokey
Could be really
tell me
interesting.
stuff DM.
Oh, fuck's sake.
58.
58.
58. This is baloney.
Yeah. I turn to the others and I just shake my head. You just
We
see
ask her about the
he just
children.
shakes his head.
Osirus would also like to ask the sword. Given you're a sort of light or some expert in light, is she telling the truth? Who is she? Do we know her?
The voice. I've never met this woman, I'm afraid. I don't recognize the voice.
Well, fat lot of good you are. And he turns over to Lucifer and whispers, I really hope she doesn't disintegrate when she walks out that door.
Why would you think that?
Well, she's the only one that's alive that we've seen so far. And she's been locked in this room with her magic. Who knows what happens when we open the door?
Miss, can I ask, what is this vault for?
The vault? The sixth vault is designed in its origin to hold artifacts. We've designated that anything that's abyssal in nature should come here. But equally, money,
Abyss?
family artifacts. Yes. This is the sixth
Does
of the
good and
vaults.
evil detect anything abyssal? It doesn't.
What's
Wait, fiends.
the range
Aberration.
on this?
Yeah,
Within 30 feet? No.
yeah,
yeah.
aberrations are
Yeah.
abyssal, right?
I thought
So
it was
it's not-
60
already-
feet.
Oh,
Just that,
30,
yeah.
30.
Yeah, nothing.
Maybe it goes up to 60.
Are there any
Look.
like markings on the door or on the wall or around it, or anything like that?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, does the
that's
door seem
cool.
magical in nature, or is it just a door?
I think you can probably tell from the fact that, like, internally it's clearly holding something of some power inside it. There's probably something magical going on.
Hmm. I mean, she's
23 DM.
magical, so it doesn't tell us much.
Modi.
23. Yeah. Okay. You're standing in a hallway that is largely beige and white marble stone. With this vibrant blue rug that runs down the center. The edges of this rug outside this door are ever so slightly tattered and matted with what you think could be dry blood. Just outside this door.
And he sort of sees that, slowly turns. Doesn't even turn, so he puts his hand back and just sort of brings Molly close to him and goes, "Is that blood?"
Hmm.
Do I hear that?
Probably not. He's just whispering. It depends. Maybe what your perception's saying.
I tend to try and trust my gut in this instance, and my gut is saying that. He says quietly, so that obviously she can't hear through the door.
Yeah.
That this is not good news.
Yes.
Are you hurt in there?
No, of course not.
Is anybody hurt in there?
No.
I'm leaving. Let's go. Let's go.
Wait. No, I can. Don't you want to? The Praetor, I can put in a good word, or
There is a door at the front of this back where we came from. It's got 2 locks on it. Do you know anything about it?
Oh, yes. All right, if you want good faith, let me tell you. We sealed the way down so that Priam would be safe. There's two prisms that enter the slots. We hid them west and east.
What was that
Although-
name?
Priam. Arbiter
Arbiter
Priam
Priam.
Harkness. And although I'm going to be honest, I can't tell you exactly where. It wasn't me that hid them.
Why are the other rooms here? Why do they have dead children in them?
I don't know. First I've heard about any dead children.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah,
Insight
can
check
I
the boys.
also insight check
That's a
that?
nice check, good boy.
Hi.
I know it's from behind a door, but still, like, that seems. Oh, was that you? What was me?
16, mate.
16. Yeah, 16 as well.
Okay. Arim, Mercy, in your lines of work, hobbies, faith, you're used to dealing with all kinds of people. Sometimes you do it by looking at an expression. Sometimes you just hear in a voice, and this is one of those occasions where she sounds like there's conviction in what she's saying, but the pause just before she denies knowing anything is a little too long.
Yeah. I think that's.
Sassy.
We will be back. And Arim's just like.
We best be.
Everyone's just like.
Mercy nods and points to Arim.
And I would try to lead us back towards the tomb slightly, just to get out of earshot, so like no one can easily overhear and be like,
Listen, this is pretty shady. And I'm a shady guy. I'm not shady. But we might have to go in there, we may not have to go in there. I can set a little trap outside, and we can go and look at the other rooms. Maybe come back here if we find nothing.
Well,
But
she did
we can
imply
just-
that whatever we're looking for, the prison, is not in her possession. So,
Did you all notice the force at which the door shook when she struck it with whatever she struck it with? I mean,
definitely
we've
noticed
seen our good friend here lift a cow above his head, and it didn't shake with half the force that it did when she struck it. She's
Well, I'm sure if I was trying to shake the cow, I could have shook it as hard as she did. So
no one's doubting your strength, bro.
thank you, Mercy.
We are doubting your ability to tell the difference between a door and a cow, though.
Look,
so.
that is beside
this
the point.
kinda Cool.
It depends on how big the cow and how small the door is. Okay, so
Yeah, it's very true. You are right. Very wise.
Got an
Anyway,
idea.
the prison is not behind this door.
Or is he
Whatever it
left?
what'd you say, Ozzy?
He didn't say.
Good. Okay, so anyway,
Bray, shh. Just whisper.
okay, sorry, and he like pretends he's lowering his voice, but it's actually still the same volume. He kind of like, all right, so thing is
Bray.
here.
You're not
What?
whispering.
I am whispering. Look,
Make it sound like water running in the nighttime. Shh, like shh, running.
okay, shh. Look, shh. I came here, shh, to find, shh, fucking, shh, treasure, shh. I'm not here, shh, to, shh, babysit, shh, prisoners, shh. Is that quite enough for you?
I'm gonna fight this guy. I'm gonna fucking fight him.
No, Arim, he doesn't understand. It's not his fault.
Right. The
What?
treasure is behind the big door with the locks. We need to
Yeah.
find the keys before we find the treasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's go kick down all these doors and go find the bloody keys.
No, no,
Exactly.
no,
Exactly.
no. Bray, do you remember what happened to Tomash?
Yeah. Don't
If you
bring
open
up
that
Tomash
door-
like that.
If you open that door, that will be all of us. Do not open that door.
Oh no, no yeah, sorry, he's right. Not this door, all the other doors. This one clearly is dad. Nothing to
Okay,
see
so I
there.
can kick down the other doors, but just not this one.
Well,
Yes.
hold on. We can do something even better. I know none of you actually have real jobs, but I am a carpenter as well as a potter. What I can do is I can say, okay, we're coming in, we're breaking the door down, I can reinforce the door. We leave it. I unlock the other doors. We go about our business, and then we go and leave this mess inside that room. What do you say?
I like that plan.
So what you're saying is you're gonna stay here and you're gonna carpenter that door, and I'm gonna go kick down the other doors.
If you are impatient, yes. But if
Okay,
you
let's
wait
go.
1 minute, I can do it.
All right. He will uncharacteristically and impatiently wait for Arim to reinforce the door before he goes on his merry way. But
Okay.
he's tapping his foot and like crossing his arms, like waiting.
But
Okay.
a deal, you must not say anything, Bray, until I say the job is done. No words. None.
All right,
Deal?
weirdo, but okay. He's gonna.
Perfect.
He'll keep his mouth shut.
He
Okay.
kind of whispers to Bray, it's hard to concentrate when other people are talking.
Are you trying to make are you trying to be stealthy about this? You want her to not know that you're reinforcing the door?
I don't
Yes.
know how stealthy reinforcing the door would be. Who of us would I know has the silveriest of tongues, I suppose?
Osrus, I think.
Well, actually, we don't know that.
A little vague, but
Osrith is very charismatic. Like, probably the only reason that you guys are not highly suspicious of him right now is that he is just very charming. Odd, but charming. I have a 20 in charisma, boys. You take that how you wish.
In that case, Arim's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna do this a game of the mind. So I'm gonna start breaking down the door, and you tell me to stop doing it. In that time, I am reinforcing the door. Okay?
Got it.
Are you speaking to Osiris?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Can you repeat that? I don't understand.
Their accent, it's too good.
Like, what the plan is I'm going to reinforce the door. We're gonna trap whoever this is inside. They can't get out. But really, we're gonna pretend we're breaking in the door. And you're gonna be the one saying, oh, Arim, please don't break the door. Arim, you're always breaking doors. Like that.
Well,
Make sense?
it does make sense, but counter argument, she has been trapped in there for potentially over 100 years. Is there really any risk that she'll be released? And
Maybe
also,
she's- yeah.
what happens if she is our only way out? What if we need to get to her? Well, if you reinforce the door, it's going to be even more difficult to do that.
So I can reinforce. This is all on this belief that she does not have a key to the door. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I don't know. What I can do is reinforce the door, so it's tough. And I don't know for sure, but maybe I can pick the lock. But once I reinforce the door, a minute it takes to do it, a minute it does to take it down.
Okay.
It's not a problem.
It's possible that, like a crack in an eggshell, all it was waiting for was that kick from Bray, and that one crack can turn into a shattered door in terms of the whole room. So, in that way, maybe if we try and seal that one crack, it might reinforce the whole egg.
I think it's worth it.
I see your point. I can give it a go.
Okay.
Marvelous. So DM, Arim would like to take the remains of one of the previous doors and use his carpenter's tools to, let's have a look. So fortify within 1 minute of work and raw materials, you can make a door or window harder to force open.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Go
Can I
for
give
it.
the help action?
Oh, well, it sounds like you don't need to. You just do this, right? It's part of your feature. You have to be able to do it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Trust
Okay,
you
cool.
to
Yeah.
like know every work with
Alright, cool.
carpenting in
Arim
5e.
says, so Arim gets to the door and he says very loudly, like, okay, let's get this done. Time to get to work. And then he sort of winks to Osiris.
So you are busting me out then, yes?
So Osiris is going to start yelling in a perfect imitation of Lucifer. The voice sounds extremely like Lucifer. The way that he's phrasing the words, the pitch, everything sounds like Lucifer is in the room. And he is going to start saying, "Oh my god, what are you doing? You can't just break down the door. I knew I shouldn't have taken you out of that prison. For fuck's sake, Arim, what are you doing? We can't let her free."
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
What's going on exactly? Please tell me. Hello? You need me?
No. You be quiet. We're not breaking you out. No, Arim, stop breaking her out. We haven't decided this.
Yeah.
We decided we were going to put a vote to it.
Arim, you clever boy. I'll reward you when all this is done.
Yes, Arim, go.
And I'll say for the duration of it, Osiris, if you can make a performance check with advantage.
I already get advantage.
Oh, I try to give you a nice thing, and you just.
Right, I realized I also had advantage on the deception rolls that I was rolling earlier and forgot, so
You have
never mind.
advantage on all charisma rolls. So P.
Yep.
Okay, performance.
Amy, we're getting some background noise.
19.
Mm-hmm. 19. Okay. Yeah, she seems really bought into the charade. She seems completely convinced that the work's going on the door R&D to bust her out, and that Arim is succeeding in this. And Arim, it gives you enough time to do a job that you think is pretty good. There seems to be no further attempts from her to bust down the door. And you lean back, content that this is a reinforced door.
And then Reem will just be like,
That's all I can do for now.
What
Right.
do you mean?
I'm
What do you mean that's all you can do?
No, you be quiet. I'm taking him away. Look, Arim, I'm gonna get your ex-wife on you. You're never gonna hear the end of this. I am dragging you away. And he starts making like fake huffing noises and fighting noises, and he's
You're
like banging like against the walls and like as if he's tackling Arim out of the corridor.
You're making a mistake. You need me. He was right. He was right to bust me out.
And her voice kind of like fades as you kind of head down the corridor.
and
And
this
I was
door
just
to
that
the
was a little
north, sorry,
unsettling.
Is it got a keyhole in it as well? Also?
no, this seems more similar to the others. And I'll say this for free, like you guys having spent some time here. When you look into these rooms, to the north and the last one to the southeast, these all are the same as the first two that you looked in. Rooms that, for whatever their original purpose were, appear to have been repurposed, with shackles, manacles, and old ancient bodies. Part 2 of episode 4. Are those the numbers we're on? Maybe. The party are going through the Divine Vault. They've learned some stuff. They've figured some stuff out. This place seems to have been preserved, petrified for some 100 years, but they found things that seem to predate that. They've also found an individual that somehow still appears to be alive, not petrified or preserved in any way, shape or form. They've decided to leave her in her prison room and press onwards, looking for the 2 keys that they need to descend deeper in, to find the arbiter, the whatever's down there, which they are assuming is the right place to be, to take down the barrier. So, party. You've rinsed out these doors, found small skeleton bodies. And you are at the end of a long forking hallway. Options to go north and to go south. Like many of the hallways in this space, it is polished. There's paintings, there's tapestries. It feels like a pleasant place. Somewhere that's it's not like a dungeon by any stretch. It feels quite airy and echoey. And everywhere you walk, the light follows you, tracing at your heels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, carry on. If you had
No.
this way.
No.
I was going to say I would collect my single bearing and then deploy a total of 4, 2 to the north and 2 to the south, parallel to one another, of course, to
Okay.
cover the full expanse of them. Yes.
Okay, you roll them north and you roll them south. These 2 corridors appear to be blocked, caved in somewhat. Could you make a perception check for me, please, as you look north and south?
Yes, of course.
And that's a natural 27.
Natural 20. Okay. It almost looks as though the white marble has sort of caved in on itself, which seems to you a strange thing for the stone to do. It must have been forced somehow. And you can see, very faintly, tracing between the rocks, the breaks in them, drips of light, almost behaving like a fluid as it winds its way down through the rivulets on the rock. Both to the north and to the south. You spy, of course, a door up here. And to the south, it's strange. There is a fork at the end of the corridor, but the way that it seems to turn left does not look as though it was intentionally built. With your perception, it almost looks as though a sharp left turn has been carved or scooped out of the rock unnaturally. And from what you can see round that corner, it's not marble paved, it's not flagstones, it's bedrock that has been just taken out by what looks to you like just a round object passing through and just deleting what has been in its path.
Damn boy, I'll communicate that to my crew then.
Obviously, Ben might suspect what that could be. Would Mercy have any idea of what kind of magic items and or particular spell might leave a perfectly carved scoop in material?
I don't think Mercy would have a reason to know this, no.
Okay. So assuming the ball bearings have gone down, can we go down and have a look at it?
Yeah. If you want to look, are you going south first?
If the north is blocked and it's just
There's a door, top right on the north.
yeah, I mean, Mercy will check out south first.
South first? Okay. You head down to this junction in the south. There is something very wrong, you think, the second you look down this corridor. The stone burrows straight ahead, then curves downwards and sharply, such that you can't quite make out what's kind of at the foot of this incline. But what you can see is wafting purple gas, and a kind of slightly pulsating, flickering purple light every few seconds.
Bad vibes.
I turn to Arima and I say, would I be able to have one of those metal balls?
Yes, of course. You laugh at them, all of you, but now I'm the one laughing. You're asking.
I never laugh at your caution, Harry.
I
Oh,
would never laugh at your balls.
You may have 6. You laugh, but I see. You think 'cause common's not my first language, I don't know, eh?
I have no context into this conversation.
Lucifer would never laugh at Arim's balls.
Fair enough.
That's the context.
Very polite of you.
I take one of the ball bearings and can I just kind of toss it down the incline to see how long it goes for?
Yeah. You can throw it.
I mean, somebody could technically cast light on it as well.
You listen out.
I don't think
I have light.
Okay.
Alright, let me check. Nope. That would be useful.
It didn't occur to Ben, and it doesn't occur to Mercy.
Yeah, you listen out, and you don't hear any landing.
Do I hear it like hit the side at all?
I'll say if you're like aiming it to hit sides, then yeah, it could have
I am,
good enough
like,
aim. Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to like make it make noise to then be able to purposefully listen.
Okay. Make a perception check then to echolocate the chamber ahead of you.
16.
Okay. You hear a little bit of ricocheting, maybe if you're angling it at the sides. Then suddenly, very sharply, nothing.
Okay. It echoed off the sides, and then very suddenly, couldn't hear anything. I don't know whether that suggests it just falls into nothing, or whether it hit something very soft that I then didn't hear it hit. But that gas looks, well, makes me uneasy.
Standing a bit closer to it, all of you, it almost moves like tendrils.
I don't like the
clinging
way
to
it
side of
moves
the rock.
like tendrils.
Tendrils, yes, I was thinking these exact words.
Lude, what kind of vibes do I get off of this?
Yeah, purple tentacles, man. That's not good.
Okay, so I don't get a welcoming, beckoning vibe at all.
Oh no. This doesn't feel like your jam.
Guys, I think when Ozzy Sword said left, I think it meant the other left.
Are we
Who
certain?
wants to play with purple tentacles?
I
Not
don't
me.
think anyone should touch or breathe or touch that tentacle gas. I think we should check out the other tunnel.
Let's go check the other room, and he's gonna walk back up the hallway towards the other door.
Okay. This large set of double doors does not appear to be locked or, Should push it open, or are you kicking, or?
I'm kicking it open.
Okay. You kick the doors open for dramatic effect.
Mhm.
These are
Back.
big, heavy doors, and they swing open with a creak.
There you go. They're open.
You found your treasure.
Oh, really?
This room is resplendent with it, piled in all corners, in boxes, messily sort of spilling out in all directions. That's not the only thing in here. There are 3, 4 bodies on the ground. They're not humanoid, however. Perhaps one is recognizable at twitching ever so slightly. One large purple form with shredded wings, a great gaping mouth for its head, and then lower down in its stomach, also a great gaping mouth. It groans from both sources, this loud, sad sort of noise as it writhes slowly upon the ground. Next to it, a smaller creature, long hooked nose, little flappy wings. The other, a strange, folded mess of skin, you think, which have things which might approximately be eyes and limbs. And the other, humanoid torso with long body like a snake. All of them on the ground, groaning and gasping in the center of this room of treasure.
What is this? I guess Jesus isn't the correct word, but that's fine.
Guys, and he's
I
gonna
always
shout
say
over-
Jesus when I play D&D. Always. I can't. It's a reflex. I can't stop it.
He's gonna shout over his shoulder and say, guys,
Yes, balls. What is this?
I found the treasure. Ozzy's sword was right. It was on the. Wait, this is right. No, it got it wrong.
Treasure. What do you mean, pray? What do you see?
What do you mean? What do I see? It's all right here. Look for yourself.
Have
Walk
any
over.
of us seen what these creatures are like? What these creatures are? Or do any of us know what these creatures
History check this one.
And DM, do they possess eyes?
The folded sheet of skin, many eyes.
16.
The mouths, no, there are no eyes on this creature. Snake
Wait,
body,
so-
human
wait.
torso.
So there's different creatures of different composition in the room.
Yeah. Weird amalgamation nasties.
So one's got loads of eyes, one's got no eyes, one's got
Two mouths.
One's a small hooked nose kind of beetle-like creature with big flappy wings. History. What do we have? Natural 20 for Mercy? Wait, why are you rolling with advantage?
It's just the level 13.
Okay, 13. Yeah, some kind of aberrant creature, you think? It has the look of it. 16s, for Lucifer. You recognize some of these. You think one of them is a Lamia, a creature of the abyss. You think a Chasme, maybe that smaller one with the beak, folded skin. No fucking clue, that's weird as shit.
Say, Brace, step back. These are monsters of the abyss.
Oh, excellent. And he's gonna draw his axe off of his back and twirl it in his hands and get ready to fight it if it makes any sort of
Wait.
attack at us.
These
Nice.
4 creatures are groaning, right? Writhing about on the ground. Now that you're all inspecting them a little more closely, perception checks.
19.
Mercy would put his hand on Bray before he goes to kill them.
14.
Oh, natural 20 from Ozrus again.
Oh
Sai,
my
what are these
God,
rolls?
This is my third natural 20. This
This is what happens
Guys
when
are
you make
just
a
smurfing,
warlock
aren't
pack IRL with a real dice god.
With the DM.
She made the pact with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Arim, you don't see so much. Modi, neither. Mercy. Lucifer, you see, spilling out of some of these mouths, that same light-ish fluid that seemed to be dripping from the walls of the cave-ins earlier, the same colour of the light kind of flowing at your feet. Osiris, there are parts of these creatures that to you flash ever so slightly as though something beneath the skin sort of pulsing. And you can see in some of the open mouths, maybe like the surface of the top of the mouth is coagulated and almost looks like it's dissolving from something that you can't see. These creatures are clearly in a lot of pain.
Wait, Bray, before he turns to Lucifer and says, you think you might know what these are? Do you know if any of them can speak or are intelligent?
I guess with a 16 on history, would I know?
Yeah. You recognize certainly the Lamia, you think, human or torso. You know that they certainly tend to have, you know, that they're there in stories as personalities, seducers.
So, some of them can speak. Or should be able. Should be able.
Why would you want to speak to them? They're clearly evil. Look at them.
Wait,
Nothing good is purple.
if we ask, they are able to tell us what has slayed them or is slaying them, then we may get a greater understanding of the threats we face in this place.
Why do you think it's going to tell us the truth? You ever spoken to an aubergine?
We have nothing to lose. We know nothing about what's killing them right now, and even if it's a lie, we will still gain something.
We could be the ones killing him right now. And he kind of like huffs a bit, annoyed, and like kind of lowers his axe and kind of steps back and lets you guys do what you're gonna do.
Yeah. So you said that they look like they're in a lot of pain. They're kind of melting and oozing and shit, right?
Yeah.
But what did you say? It looks like there was something inside?
Yeah, beneath the surface of their skin, you're catching just ever so slightly. It's really hard to see a flash, almost as if a patch of their skin has like, you know, you got the light on your phone and you're like shining up through your fingers, sort of thing. Like occasional just flashes of some kind of light beneath the surface of their skin.
So it appears like the light is coming from inside of
The
them.
inside of them, yeah. Spilling out, pooling at the corners of their mouths. They're like dribbling, and it ceased to be light as it comes out in this form.
Well, that sounds like a sin eater to me. So would Osiris take any understanding with his like wisdom and his intelligence from like what that might mean?
Yeah, Osiris is a smart and wise individual, though he may not act it most of the time. Yeah, this seems really bad. There seems like your friends complained of pain earlier, spending too long in this place. It seems the longer you spend here, it seems to do bad stuff to you. You've seen multiple different effects, right? You've seen the petrified bodies at the start. They weren't showing any sign of light, but in the journal you read earlier, it was speaking of people finding the light growing brighter, their bodies becoming stiffer. You heard Marcia behind the door talking about it being her light. She didn't seem to be suffering from any ill effects. And then you've got these guys literally melting in front of you in pain in a way that perhaps your party members seem to be. There seems to be... I think you reason that it's all coming from the same source because it is that magic that is permeating like this entire space. And before you came in, you were warned by the general that it was a power that people shouldn't have trifled with, what they came in here with, and tried to secret away. And this might well be that.
But do I have any indication of whether these creatures were here before? Like, as in, they were here too long and they've been affected by the light, or?
Yeah, so it seems to be a time thing, right? Yeah, you think it probably is that they've been exposed to it for too long. How long that is, though, it's kind of hard for you to tell. Though, looking at these creatures being abyssal. You know there's something to do with the 6th vault corresponding to the 6th division of Lakai being the abyss. So it kind of makes sense to you that they're here.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. Cool.
And DM, do these creatures look like basically incapacitated by their pain?
Yeah. They are groaning, and those that have eyes do seem to be fixated upon you. The Lamia is sort of thrashing about, trying to claw itself towards you, but it just can't.
Can Mercy go towards the one that is most...
Wait, hang on. I've locked my cat out, and he's crying, and I need to let him in. Give me 2 seconds.
Free him!
Sorry.
My man Kale.
Free
Oh
him!
boy. Free him.
Come in. Yes.
Free Sir Kale.
Baby is back.
Welcome back, baby.
Maybe.
Where were we?
Can Mercy go over to the one which looks the most coherent and the most capable of speech, humanoid, whatever that means, whether, it's like 2 mouths or like a face or whatever, and bend down next to it and say, what is it that is happening to you?
Okay, so the one you assume, or looks the most, I will say, with it, somehow is the 2-mouth one, despite there being no eyes or particularly a face for you to read. It's large, muscular kind of body, seems to be a bit more capable of motion than the rest. You're not actually sure how it hears you. It doesn't have ears, but it does seem to, somewhat. You ask it the question, and a guttural word spills out of its stomach mouth, not the head mouth, which, Rahim, you understand. And it just seems to say, help.
And you hear Arim slowly starts walking backwards, and he's sort of like muttering to himself in Armenian.
This is... It speaks.
What did it say?
It asked you for your help.
Osiris, your sword says, creatures of evil must be purged. Plunge me inside of them. Wow. Yeah,
Oof.
We're back.
Papito.
We're back in that early conversation, huh?
Mamacita.
Come on.
Use me to slay them.
It's not getting any better, Clue.
Does it kind of salivate a little bit?
Is now time to call you Dungeon Mommy?
That's what DM stands for. Yep.
Arim says in Abyssal, what them 2 mouths do. No, it doesn't.
Don't you want to know?
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Arim, ask it what is doing it. What has caused this? Please.
Arim's not looking at you, he's looking at the creatures, and he begins to speak for a moment in Armenian, but that sort of and then switches to language that is only whispered, and it seems to echo unnaturally as it's spoken. Lots of like that.
One ring to rule
More.
Well, yeah, exactly.
There is no life in the void.
Yeah, exactly.
I see you.
In the land of Mordor.
Yeah. And so your boy communicates, he passes on the little message right there.
Is it still walking towards us?
Oh, it's not walking. It's sort of shuffling lamely, trying to claw itself along the ground by its fingernails, not getting very far.
Put it out of its misery.
Sorry, what did you relay? What was the question?
And what was the?
Oh, the question was, what is doing this to you? What has caused this?
You again get that kind of syllabic hiss back, Arim, and it's a little unintelligible. It comes out broken. It gasps for air. Again, question mark. Why does it need air? Where is it? Its lungs. You can't tell. And it says to you what you think is the hateful light.
The dark light. The light of darkness. It's not a word you can,
Maybe it's talking about the light that we saw already, the light that seems to congregate around that door of that woman, or that thing.
Arim slightly more comfortably asked the creature, How long hath ye dwelt here?
It chokes out. Maybe what? It says a word actually that doesn't make any sense to you. You understand that it's saying something you should have a translation for, but you don't. You think it might be an abyssal term. You have knowledge of the language. It corresponds to the abyssal calendar. Like, you know how units of measurement, we got imperial, we got metric, they got some abyssal shit. That's what you've been hit with.
I asked how long they've been like this. In the lowest realms, time is not so easily understood by our kinds.
Ask them if we save them, whether they will fight for us.
Can you not see them? Look at it. They're monsters.
These are not things to be
And fight
allies.
who? Fight what?
Fight what I suspect is waiting for us in the vault.
What these creatures? They are abyssal. You can only put into them, and they will take. They never give.
I'm not saying that they will give to us, but they may take from our enemies. And in that way, they can be of service. The small one.
Arim. The small one, did you say?
Yeah. Would fit
Arim
into
looks
the
good.
bag.
The smallest of them, and says, We offer you a deal. We offer you freedom for service. We offer you freedom for servitude.
Okay, the big mouth guy. It stills, it ceases its thrashing. It seems to consider. And it gargles. It's a horrible, horrible noise, and you think it might be laughing. And all it says to you is, impossible. We are beyond freedom.
And then he looks to Mercy and just goes,
Give nothing, take everything.
Well, honestly, I think that looking at them, they're just melting away and they're probably not long for this world. And Osrus is gonna take out his new hilt and see what happens.
Yeah, as Osrus says, they're not long for this world. Mercy just takes out the quarterstaff and, in two strikes, squashes the face of the double-mouthed one.
Yeah, and I'll say we don't need to roll initiative here. It does not seem like it will take very much to put these things out of their misery. If you bury your axe into them, Osiris, your blade comes out, and it ignites with this. Don't laugh. You're laughing. Stop laughing. It brings forth in bright, warm fire the light of the sun springs from your blade. There was nothing wrong with that sentence, I think. And you shank him, I guess.
Yeah, Osiris is gonna stab that thing real good.
Yeah, you impale the abyssal creatures. And I will say it is not long before party you are left with 4 very dead abyssal creatures in a room full of treasure. As you
level up?
pull your swords back, your axes out,
You
you
level
don't
up.
level up. Fuck off. That pale bright ichor kind of comes back with the axe. Almost as though its very blood had been like cooking, boiling from the inside. And they dead.
That's
And this is a room. Sorry, go ahead.
Is it just gold and jewels? Is there any like items of significance?
That was my question.
There is one box that really stands out to you beyond the rest. I mean, there's loads of gold in it, loads of gold. Art, objects, vases, gemstones of interest, jewelry sets, kind of bird cages with all kinds of filigree that you look like could be melted down for a hefty price. There's a box which interests you. Looking inside, there is what you recognize as a pendant. It looks kind of red, sort of shimmering thing set in a bronze hued gold. Looks pretty valuable. The more loot-minded of you might go, ooh, magical.
Is this my read, i.e., the object which is creating this warp nexus around it? Is really what I'm asking.
This doesn't seem like your guy.
Yeah.
It's a cool necklace, but it's
it's magic. It's great, but if it's not destiny affecting, then I don't care.
Yeah. So you pocket that. Are you going to spend any time collecting all the money?
no, he would not.
Not a huge amount of time, but of course a small moment.
Just a little bit of time. Just spend a little bit of time collecting money.
I feel like that bag of holding could maybe be dragged across the surface of the most valuable things to just
Just
yeah.
hoovering it up.
Okay, you try and like scoop. You try and lift off the surface. I'll say maybe you come away with like 3,000 gold, something like that. There's a lot left in here. It would take a while to package it all up and put it away.
Aside from
You
gold,
remember
are there any just
treasure?
like centerpiece gems or anything like that?
Yeah, there's some centerpiece gems. Maybe perception check
Things
for the
we
most
think would be
valuable.
more- yeah, anything that we might deem to be more valuable than the gold
Mhm.
itself.
Mhm.
All right, little perceptionis.
I know that clerics
From
often use
2019.
diamonds, so I will look specifically for diamonds.
Okay.
Clarify, our summons from General Montague
Mhm.
stated that we would have potential for additional rewards dependent on any property retrieved from the vault. When we spoke to Monty, did he ever give us like instructions on maybe what kind of property he meant? Like, was he meaning us returning any sums of gold that was found in the vault, or was he ever? Did he ever give us the insinuation that we can just take any money that we find there? Was any of that kind of ever covered in our maybe off-screen conversations?
Oh yeah, you got the sense from him that anything you find, you just have. He didn't really seem to care about the material stuff.
So all
Even
he
if
really wanted
if
to
magic
do
had,
was-
like even if magic items came up, he was probably like, yeah, whatever, I don't care, have them.
Okay, so his main thing is he just wants us to get into the sealed wing, which is that center room.
Yeah,
we-
get the
we-
barrier
Figure out
down,
what
and you're done.
Feeling it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're perception checks for gems and diamonds, yeah?
Diamonds and pearls. Yeah.
Okay, Mercy with that, no. Arim, with a 19, yeah, you see what looks to be a hefty-ish looking diamond, which you think Modi could definitely use.
Is it a single hefty one or one that could be broken?
A single hefty one of worth approximable to 500 gold pieces.
Mm.
And there are no other diamonds.
There is but one diamond.
There is but one
It's
diamond.
unfortunate it's not 300 gold worth diamonds, but
Just be like, hey, Bray, break this diamond.
Somebody's got proficiency with a jeweler's kit. Anybody?
break it in two, find another 100 gold worth, make them together. Yeah, so that's probably what you get. You can spend time in here and collect the rest. Just that's what you get from your first pass.
It's just take another 5 damage if you fail a constitution save is all.
Mercy would say that as well. Like, if we spend more than, say, like 10 minutes in this room, they would voice that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's a desire from the people to do so.
Nope.
No desire. Let us carry on before we inflict time upon ourselves. The ravages of time.
Okay, party. Where are you going? You've killed 3 little abyssal guys, kept a woman locked in a box, and looked down a hallway which had little purple tendrils.
Where do we think this key, this prism is? Tendrils?
No.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, that's the only place we haven't checked, other than the room with the woman in it.
What about the West Passage?
What was? Oh,
There are 2
No,
prisms.
there are 2 keys, east and west.
Could be both the same way, doesn't have to be, but we have come this far.
right. Fuck it. I'll go. And he
Wait,
starts
wait,
making his way down the hallway.
Wait. Does anything happen if Osiris unsheaths his fiery, lighty sword near the purple tendrils?
They recoil slightly, yeah, not like a significant amount, but they don't seem to enjoy the sunlight so much. And if you're approaching, are you looking down the incline yourself? Are you kind of heading down there?
I mean, I would be approaching as far as I can go without actually putting my body within the gassy tendril shit.
Okay. As far down as you go, maybe you have to crouch. It's pretty steep on the way down. But you can see just enough that this space opens up into a swirling mass of purple. And you can just catch the edge, and it's bizarre to you what you see here. These kind of broken stone platforms in a morass of just gas tendril, and you think lit by lightning, purple lightning streaking across the kind of distant sky.
Sky?
Sky.
Sounds like fucking upside down in here.
Space seems open, stretching into an expanse of just purple. And as you're kind of maybe crouching down this incline, you can't see so much. But if you kind of shuffle down closer to the edge, you note that there is a drop-off. And you can see, stretching in front of you, just an expanse. You can't see the beginning, you can't see the end of just purple. There's only one word for it: abyss.
Well, Osiris is gonna take some steps back and tell the party what he sees.
You don't think we want to fall down there?
I mean, if I was gonna hide a key anywhere, I'd hide it there, no?
I wish Thomas was here. He had that familiar. We could have sent that thing in there to see what was going on.
I
I think I
so
learned
much
on the
this,
way.
so much that. What
I
about
cast
us?
I cast unseen servant.
You what?
You
I cast unseen servant.
See, Lucy's got
Motherfucker.
this.
Okay,
First,
yeah.
first the dick roll, and now this.
Cool. So, yep, summon your servant. Do it. Yeah, cool.
Just summon the servant and I float in there, please, and tell us what you can see if you look down.
Your wish is my command.
Feels good to have authority again. Yeah, I tell it to float away to the edge of the room and look and to come back and tell me what it sees.
Okay. Okay, you guys are looking out into the space, yeah? I'm gonna say all of you make perception rolls, just with your own eyes.
Ooh, natural. One.
10.
A Juan, 10, 12. Mercy, is that a 19 or an 8? Why does yours double roll?
Just in case I need disadvantage or advantage, I always use the left, so it's always the left
one.
roll.
Yeah. Okay. That 19. Right. I mean, you can all see this is an abyss with some rocky platforms in it. Mercy, your eyes are really drawn to what I think most of you pass over as just looking like a rock, maybe. Mercy, to you, you spot what you are actually very sure is a round, tentacled creature, with an eye sitting on front of it, though it does not move. There seems to be something, half hovering, half almost locked in place, atop a set of stalagmites. Again, that same sort of light that seems to be cracking out from kind of beneath its little skin folds. It moves ever so slightly. It also still seems to be somewhat alive, but it does not seem to have freedom of movement. Okay. Also catching your eye, I think, which I don't know if you relay this to Lucifer before he sends his unseen servant in. Actually, maybe Lucifer, could you roll me like an intelligence check for your unseen servant? But I feel like it's not smart, so -1 to it.
-1, so just a d20 -1?
Yeah.
Okay. 11.
11? Okay, I think it's maybe smart enough to look at the creature tentacled eye looking thing and maybe skirt around it. So it comes back to you with a similar description to what Mercy gives, with the added thing that on the furthest platform it saw the locked, stiffened body of a cleric.
Would I recognize the description of the creature?
Whatever. Sure. Yeah. Sure. You read books. You like fighting stuff. It's D&D legend. You think that's probably a beholder sat right there in the platforms in front of you.
Several steps back, please.
Are you saying you know what that thing is?
I do. A creature from beyond our planes, from the astral sea. A beholder of Morgoth.
Who is beyond any of you? Run!
It's petrified a cleric up there. I don't know if this is something we can fight.
Is it something we could evade, perhaps?
Mercy, I'll say, with your 19, with that cleric pointed out to you, that person seems in much the same condition as the guys you encountered when you first walked in. Unmoving, but preserved well. And you see a sparkle of something at the belt.
I noticed that there was something worn on that petrified person who looked preserved like the ones at the front of the entryway.
Wait, but if that, and he points to the beholder, did that to him, and he points over to where he assumes the petrified body is, and that's the same as what happened to them, and he points back behind to where they came from, doesn't that mean that can get out if it wakes up?
Was it sleeping?
The beholder, it looks like it's in a similar state to the abyssal creatures. Bad.
It looks like those other monsters. It looks like it's struggling to move, and it looks lethargic and weakened almost. Although I don't know what it would normally look like.
If
You're
it
saying
is
we can't fight it?
incapacitated, we couldn't fight it at full strength. But if it's weakened by same thing that weakened the others, maybe it will ignore us. Or we can put it out of its misery.
Is it conversible? Could we parlay with it?
They are
Maybe?
intelligent creatures. Normally.
What would a check for like knowing info about beholders be under?
You can Arcana this one, I think.
Maybe Arcana.
Magical creature. It's not
That's
exactly a
about
nature.
15.
15. What do you want to know? What are you looking for here?
I mean, it's more what would be appropriate to know, because like I know as a player that beholders tend to not give a shit about anything that's less intelligent than them, which is according to them literally everything.
You're asking like personality and like.
So like,
what it-
would Modi as a character know that information? That beholders are not generally very
Okay,
happy
so
to
like
parlay with those
ge-
creatures.
general knowledge about them is they're exceptionally intelligent creatures. They tend to have their lairs, stuff that stumbles into it. They're generally just gonna kill. If this is
They're very
named-
intelligent, but they don't play nice. Basically, it's like pretty
It
standard.
depends. It depends. Sometimes you've heard legends of some running thieves' guilds in far-flung cities.
Yeah, that's more legend.
There's a reference to
Sorry.
Xanathars.
Sorry, I just
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just need to update my well for some reason.
But generally, they're like not that friendly. Generally, right?
Yeah.
I
I
would
mean,
know that,
they're
yeah,
evil
yeah.
creatures.
Deeply
What would
xenophobic
I know about
assholes.
that? Like
They don't like the boats.
they they hate boats. Would I know if it has blind sight or really decent perception
mean,
for things that are invisible?
Well, they're 15. Yeah, their perception's hella good. They
It's a
see
giant
well.
eyeball.
It's the giant
Yeah,
eyeball.
exactly.
It's a big eye. The other thing is, in front of them, no bueno disables magic. I will say with a 15.
Yeah. Everybody was saying, "There's no way I can sneak past that thing." People see
Would you say anything about my
it's-
plan?
what of parlaying with it. I mean, yeah, he would express that it doesn't think it's going to listen to much reason. They're generally quite hostile creatures.
I'll reach out my sword and there'll be a slight crackle of electricity on the end.
Mhm.
There's a third option. If it can't defend itself.
Well, technically, you don't know if it can or can't defend itself. I mean, it's significantly weakened, perhaps, but not enough to kill us all. I mean, do you know that, Lucifer?
Don't.
Let's
Well-
not.
Be my guest. You can go and try it out for us and tell us how it goes.
No.
If you're feeling chicken, Lucy, I'll go do it.
I think we should attack it without warning, but I don't think
That's
we should
exactly
disregard
how
it
I
as an
get the
option.
job.
With a 15, right? I know as a player that beholders are very paranoid about their safety, and this thing is obviously, if it's anything like the other creatures, is in extreme pain. It's probably not going to be. The chances of it being friendly are incredibly low. Even if we could reason with it, it's probably gonna be overcome by paranoia and still attack.
Yeah, I'd say like you're wise enough to know that reasoning with it probably
Not gonna work.
not. Yeah, there's probably very little to reason with if it's anything like the others.
I mean, I guess Modi would relate to the party that beholders tend to be quite obsessed with self-preservation, and considering the state of the other void creatures, this thing is very unlikely to be friendly. It will perceive us or anything as a threat.
Would Bray know if any of our party members tend to carry weapons with the thrown property, such as hand axes, javelins, anything like that?
You would know that Arim does, yeah.
What kind of item do you tend to carry about?
He carries a vast array of light hammers as a carpenter.
Light hammer. Okay, what's the range on that? 60 foot. That's not enough. Anything else from anyone else?
Darts.
No.
Boo. Okay, never mind.
Eldritch Blast has a range of
Spells.
120 feet.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
That's why it's
Ozyrus,
got
use
flame.
your hey Ozyrus, use your Paladin blast.
I think we have fewer options with this thing. I couldn't see exactly, but there is something on the petrified body, and that creature is between us and it.
If we don't want to fight it, we can simply distract it and try and
Why are you
take
so
whatever's
scared?
on the creature. Because these things are normally
of
very powerful.
No, they're easy. Yeah.
Well, there's 6 of
These
us and only one of them, so I say we go in. And Ozzy's got a new fucking light sword, so let's go. And
Just
Bray's
as
gonna
a
start
note,
walking forward into the
I
smoke.
don't know these creatures as
Okay.
intimately as a wizard, but they are very good at stopping magic.
Okay, so Bray has walked forward. Bray, there's not much
Okay.
to walk forward into. If you're proceeding, you are jumping onto the platform in front of you. That one was easy enough. You think another jump, and probably you're rolling. You think
Cool.
about this. You have one objective, yeah? There's something on that cleric that you probably want.
Aye.
Probably the wiser amongst you, maybe not you yourself, your brain is not the one geared for this. But the wiser amongst you may have reason that cleric up there, probably in the midst of hiding his key, met his unfortunate fate, but he probably has it. So, all you have to do is get to it and get back. Easy.
Easy. Right.
What does Bray do to try and achieve this? And we will roll initiative. Bray, you can have the first one no matter what.
Cool.
Let's do it.
All right, I rolled a 21 for initiative.
Just what? You just get the first one.
21 as well.
and
21 as well.
5.
I've got a dexterity of 16.
18.
Okay, I need to press the initiative button, don't I?
Always roll so fucking shy. 8. Initiative's my
Oh,
worst roll every time.
Still better than mine.
Objective
I'm
token
monk,
slayer. Right,
you
let me
want
add
the-
you all.
You want the cleric to have a low initiative.
Yeah, very true.
True. Good strats.
It's
Well
true.
done on the roll, Esky.
All right, put yourselves
Yeah, it
in.
was intentional.
Have I got 2 mercies in there? I did.
Mine was a 5, I think. Yeah, 5 for initiative.
Okay, it's fun.
Super powerful.
Right. I take it, just so I understand that I'm looking at this map correctly, we've got a small little island here that Bray's currently on. There's another one down here with like a smaller kind of like stepping stones of things. Are they floating in the air?
Yeah, they are. And I will say, like, we're in initiative order, but ultimately, this is a skill test. You have to get somewhere and get back. You are hovering in the abyss. There is a beholder there which, Bray, as you take your step forward, it slowly begins to turn round. What is your action to try and get the thing and leave?
So I know that I'm good at clearing like a big jump because I'm, my legs are quite strong. But in terms of like skipping on tiny little stones like a dainty little kind of dancer, probably not my strong point. So I'm actually just going to take this leap that I'm closest to instead of trying that one further south. I'm just going to jump that. I think that looks like it's about 6 or 7 feet. Do I need to roll for that, or am I good to just move across that?
Okay, I'll say, make an athletics check on this one.
Sure.
You take a running jump into the space. I'll say, like, let's not use the battle map super literally here, because this is an abyssal floating thing where stuff's moving around all the time.
Theater of the mind, we got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I rolled an 11 on my athletics check.
11? Okay, cool. Cool. So you leap over. Your foot kind of catches as you jump over the chasm. And you make it. You're not falling into the abyss. But you land a little awkwardly. You cut yourself on a kind of jagged rock that's sticking out to the side. You're very sure that this thing sees that you are here. And you take 4 points of damage as you cut yourself in a little spire.
Okay, cool. And how much movement would I have left after doing that?
I mean, you have full movement. You can run it, but again, like with the battle map, this is like a series of skill checks. Yeah, we're doing it in initiative order, but
right. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would like to use as much of my movement as possible. Is he looking at me right now, the beholder?
Yeah. It's turned itself round.
You know what? Oh, would Bray be smart enough? I'm gonna say that.
Only the answer to that is no.
I'm gonna say that he's played childhood games like the ones in Squid Game before, and the beholder's looking at him. He stops and freezes, and he doesn't move while the beholder's looking at him.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
A Bray plays red light, green light with the beholder. Okay.
Yeah.
Mercy. Are you entering the space?
I think as soon as... So he gets like a flash of insight, a flash of premonition into like what's about some terrible event, like either some sort of ray or some sort of like death of Bray, and he like springs into actions. And as soon as he basically enters, and Mercy will use Step of the Wind to travel 135 feet.
Okay, Mercy, you spring forward. This beholder, it rounds on you as you enter. You're springing between platform to platform, hopping. It's easy for you. Like, these tiny rocks floating in space, it's fine, it's comfortable. You're Legolas and the Hobbit running on fallen rocks. But it rounds on you, and one of its tentacles, it cracks. Looks up at you, jagged kind of motion. It's not moving naturally. But could you make a wisdom save for me, please? As a kind of soft, pale light wafts out at you from the end of the tentacle.
I want to reroll that. I'm going to use a luck point to reroll that. Second wisdom save.
Fuckers OP.
I really don't want to. I'm going to use. Can I use more than one? I was like,
Music Maestro, can we dip off Wistful Piano into
Oh yeah, sorry, I was actually really
into
enjoying
running
this,
through
but yeah.
space? I'm really enjoying it as well. I love it. Can it come
Yeah,
back
it's very nice.
after?
It
No.
can do.
We put on
I would like.
we put on the initial D soundtrack, clues.
I would like to succeed at this roll,
And-
please.
Party, are the rest of you running in?
Yes.
Yeah, would be 100%. But like, the intent would be to stop within 30 feet of the beholder. So like, can I ping on the map? I have no idea. It'd be like, I can't ping, so I don't know. But yeah, literally at 30 feet from where the beholder is, just a few squares in front of where Bray is, to intend to stop there and hold my ground.
Okay, cool.
Liam, I had a question actually. Sorry,
Yeah.
before it got to my turn. What's the lighting like in this room?
Dim, very dim, dim dark.
Dim light everywhere.
Grim dark. Let's go.
That is good to know.
Yeah. Okay, Osiris, are you coming in?
With a shout, as everyone just starts leaping off edges, he's gonna be like, I'll stay here just in case anyone needs anything. And he is gonna not move.
Okay. All right, cool. You're staying back. Okay, so, Mercy, from your position, what was your roll?
So I spent 2 luck points to finally get a 15 on my roll. I'm gonna hope that that's it.
15? Okay, cool. You are all participating in this, right? So these are all going to be cumulative. If any of you have any reason to think that you could do anything to help Mercy out with this roll,
I
then
could give
let it
him
be known.
guidance before. I don't think it does anything.
It would be resistant if you have it, but.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I could try to give guidance to Mercy if he's running in.
As in, like, guidance is skill check. This is a save, so you would need.
Yeah, true. Actually, I don't think I have resistance. Actually, at least not as a cantrip.
Yeah, then.
Yeah, I can't really do much.
Okay, fine. Okay, Mercy. With that, it hits. You feel drowsy. You stumble ever so slightly, but you shake it off and you keep on running. Continuing on, Aim. You two are darting between platforms, kind of running for your life, trying to make a break for it. As you do, bright purple light, kind of lightning, flashes in and strikes the platform that you're standing on. So, deck save on that one as you try to keep running.
All right, let's do this. Leroy 24 Jenkins.
24? Easy dodge. You've been doing this your entire life. Duck and weave, and you sprint straight past.
Fucking huge.
Okay, Modi. Similar to you, you're leaping between the platforms, trying to scramble over.
So, Modi's plan would be to be a bit more careful.
Okay.
He's not intending to catch anyone. He's more intending to, like, he'd be very vigilant of anything incoming. As I said, his sole goal is to be within 30 feet of the beholder and behind everyone else.
Okay, cool. So you're hanging back. Similarly, though, it rounds on you. It sees the movement, and again, another beam sort of lashes out from the end of another one of its tentacles. Could you make a intelligence saving throw for me, please, on this one? And similarly, if you guys have any other reason to think that you can contribute to this, cumulative skill rolls, so contribute.
I need to.
All good? Yeah?
Nat 20.
Nat 20? Okay, hits you. You shake it off.
He just literally deflects it with the shield. Like, it's just like it's nothing. Shield kind of glows and just bounces straight off it.
Okay, and all the while these rays are being pelted backwards, you guys are buying time for the guys in the front, pushing ahead. Bray, you're still running. Mercy, you're still running.
I'm not
Aim
running,
as
I'm
well.
frozen. I'm
Oh,
doing my
you're
red light, green
frozen.
light.
Oh, yeah, you're doing your red light, green light.
Can I try and give a tap to Bray on the back and say green light? Like, as I'm going, like, not as I'm going past, like, I literally directly behind him, tap him on the back and just go green light.
Is the beholder still looking at me?
Doesn't matter, I'm still saying green light.
Its eyes facing you.
He's gonna say out the corner of his mouth, trying not to move. Modi! He's looking at us, you gotta stay still!
Okay, I'm gonna try and convince Bray that he's actually looking at Arim, and he's not looking at him, and it's time to go.
I can literally see him!
Yeah, on Bray's turn in initiative, okay. You are standing there playing red light, green light. I think maybe rather than any external danger, let's let this one just be... Bray... Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Against
you
yourself.
against yourself, as you consider whether or not this is a wise thing to be doing. And I will say you have Modi standing there helping you. The DC has adjusted accordingly.
A learned man.
It's I rolled a 13 on my wisdom saving throw.
A 13. Okay, you ponder it. No, it's a big eye. If it's looking at you, you shouldn't move. And you stay there.
I'm the party genius.
Can I maybe try and cast, like, even though it's not going to do anything? Because what's he wearing? Is he wearing half plate? Or, like...
Bray, he's a barbarian. He's naked, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, then indefinitely he's going to cast Barkskin on Bray. To try and
okay.
bolster him.
Okay,
like,
cool.
Like, really give him
I'm-
that mojo, you know? To really
Yeah, I'm not on the initiative list.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
gonna say,
I
don't
think
have
I'm
you
as
on
well.
here. No, you are on there. You're 21, but I don't.
But then I would have gone first, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We can put you in.
That's fine.
No worries.
Right,
Osris,
freeze.
you're a
It's your
3.
turn.
So in which case, Lucifer, let's do you now. And then do Osiris and then go back around to the top. Okay, Lucifer, so you are continuing to sprint by.
I would run.
The abyss.
Yeah,
out
30
of
feet
it.
on here.
Okay, yeah, again, theater of the mind. Like, okay, waft of purple gas comes from the abyss, yeah? Washes over you. The space is changing continuously. Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. 17.
Okay, cool. And as this kind of comes upon you, do you have any sort of tools or anything that you're using, or?
So I'm just running and jumping and gonna fire off some Eldritch Blasts toward the creature.
Okay, they fire at it, ricochet off the surface of it. 1 or 2 land, it seems like it shudders ever so slightly, and you dart straight through this cloud, landing on the other side. It seems to not be affecting you as you sink into it.
Cool, fair enough.
Osiris, you are standing, hanging back. You are witnessing, bedlam break out in front of you. Your friends are running, rays are flying left and forth, the general effects from the abyss. To the side of you, a tendril just snakes out, reaches, grabs your wrist, and tries to tug as it tries to pull you further down.
Don't make me roll a strength check, DM.
Oh, what are you doing?
Right.
I mean, it's trying to pull me. I'm gonna try and not be pulled.
It's a bold strategy.
It sounds like strength to me.
Yeah, if it pays off.
Okay, I am gonna. Well, actually, I'm still holding my sword, right?
Mhm.
So, is it grabbing the arm that has the sword in? Is it not spooked by my fiery blade?
No, it's probably not going for that. No, it's not.
Well, then I'll try and swipe at it with my bladed hand, I guess.
Okay, make an attack roll on the little purple tentacle trying to pull you yonder.
Alright. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, sever it. And for you, pulling your arm out feels much easier. Roll a strength save, but do it with advantage.
Oh wait, it's a saving throw. Alright, I'm
You're
fine.
good
I'm
at saving
fine.
throws.
Chilling.
Paladin.
I'm chilling. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No,
so
he's
bad.
No.
13, he's chilling a little bit.
Ah, 13. Okay, well, yeah, cool. So it tugs and it pulls, and you feel like you're just teetering on the edge, but you wrench yourself back.
Wow.
Oh.
What was
That's good.
that?
Just like that phrasing.
What do you mean?
What is
You
that?
pulled downwards into the abyss, and you're okay. You resisted.
Oh, it's playing to
dog.
the wall.
It's dog. That's what we're seeing on this camera.
Oh my god, it's so cute. Can you lift him up? I want to see him.
Oh.
Oh my god, he's so
Oh,
Nom,
that's
nom,
such a
nom, nom,
cute
nom.
animal.
Oh my god.
Show us
Show
the
us
baby.
the animal.
Stay focused, everyone. Stay focused.
No, this is
I
important.
can't believe you.
Why? Just cuddle it in front of the camera, please.
Stay
Puppy
focused.
cam.
In case DM, just to recap,
Uh-huh.
everyone's distracted. Just to recap, what was the information that we were able to glean and share about the behavior?
That it is somewhat
Aggressive.
halfway on its way to petrified. That it's doing its best. It's in pain. It seems somewhat sentient and somewhat still able to fling out rays.
And we know about beholders to some extent as a group now.
I'll say you spoke about it quite a lot before you ran in here. Yeah.
So we don't know everything a beholder can do, or
No, not by any stretch.
but we know what do we know anything like?
You
What
know
do we
it
know about this guy?
make
Like,
shooty rays. You know they do stuff. You know they kill people. You know they disintegrate things. Maybe some petrify.
Like
No,
anti-magic.
no magic.
No magic in front of them. They do a lot.
Got it.
Okay, Bray, you made a decision to continue to stand still. I will say, as you do continue to stand still, more of that lightning lashes out from the abyss. And standing still, you're unable to dodge it. That's 9 lightning damage that comes onto you. Brace chilling. Lucifer.
DM.
Yes.
My turn.
Yeah.
Did you
That's
say
fine.
I
Resolved.
was
Yeah, good.
teetering on the edge?
You're fine. You pulled yourself up. You're okay.
Okay, I still have
That
my
continues.
movement, right?
Yeah, you can move further in if you want to.
No, I want to move further out. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, you run backwards then. Okay, cool. Cool. All good. Okay, Lucifer. Yeah, you
Still
have 2
running
dice.
in towards helping everyone else.
Okay, cool. You continue sprinting forward. The platform beneath you crumbles, gives way. I'll ask for a dex save unless there's anything you are doing to mitigate this.
Not that I can look at. Action surge isn't going to help. Nope.
Okay, cool. Okay, dex save.
12.
12. You stumble on the other side, and that is similar to what Bray experienced. 6 points of damage as you cut yourself on the rocks. They're warm to the touch, bizarrely, and yet cold at the same time. There's something strange about the way these things are formed.
Okay. Yeah, that's it then. There's not much other than firing blasts off towards the eye. There's not much I can do.
Yeah. Mercy, you press forward as a group. You're distracting it fairly well. You're moving forward. You're advanced. You're most of the way there. Nearing the body, you can just about kind of reach out and touch it. Could you make a perception check for me? With advantage, I guess, because you spotted this from quite a way back. You know what you're looking for.
So, just on map, am I close to the body then?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll pop myself.
Just
up here.
disregard the map. The map is
Okay.
there for illustrative purposes.
Cool.
We're not doing a literal battle map moment. We're theatre of the minding. You're using your skills. The initiative order is there to facilitate orderliness and everyone having a turn. We're not in combat, guys.
So perception with advantage is a 21.
Is it 21? Okay, cool. Yeah, easy enough for you to locate it. You've got this thing rounding on you, beams firing left, right, and center across your friends. But you see the shining pouch on this cleric's waist, and you grab it and begin making your way back.
Absolutely, and I'll spend another. If a key point, step of the wind, got me there, then I'll use another key point to step of the wind to get as far back as I can.
Okay, cool. Arim, you see Mercy run on this body. It looks like it's going well. The beholder, however, still is bearing down upon you. Tentacles kind of lashing around, firing out. At you, one of them points directly. Is there anything you want to do before this comes out?
So the beholder's looking at me, or is it looking at somebody else, and then one of the tentacles just coming my way?
So its eye is pointing in another direction, but its tentacle is facing straight towards you.
Oh, like, am I able to like take an action, then a bonus action, like kind of things, or what's the deal?
Just give me a reaction. Like, you have a whole tool set of things you can do.
Yeah. What Arim's probably gonna do, because I want to do the action and the bonus action, but
Okay.
I can't do
What they
that.
are? No, tell what they are.
I was gonna use Shadow Step to step from this dim light to right up against the beholder.
Okay, cool.
And then I was going to cast Darkness using key points.
Okay, cool. You cast darkness using key points upon the thing. God, darkness and beholders. How does that work? Its eye.
True sight defeats darkness.
True sight defeats darkness. All right, cool. Well,
Does
You'll
it
still
defeat
sh-
magical darkness as well?
you're still.
True Sight does, yeah.
But that's a conversation we're having as DM and players. I don't think there's any reason Arim would know that this thing has true sight, or that true sight would defeat magical darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Harim, you shadow step. You cast this thing. I'll say the
Yeah,
rate
I'm gonna.
will...
So just to check, just so I can kind of like end up where I am. It's looking at Mercy currently, or which way is it looking currently?
It's faced towards Bray.
Towards Bray. So I'd be keen to shadow step to, in that case, like this location here.
Okay.
So next to it, like
Right
90
next to it?
degrees south of it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay, I'll say, fire's off. I'll say DC is significantly lowered. You're in a very different place. Deck save on this one.
Come on, baby. It's 25.
Okay, easy for you. Yeah, it doesn't even graze you.
Gorgeous.
Modi, people...
I was gonna...
Yep.
And then he was gonna put his fingers together like this, and then grow a spot of a third eye, as it were, a black third eye, and then he's covered in darkness 20 feet around him. So he's cast it on his own location on his forehead.
Yo, that's dope, actually. Damn. Okay, Modi, you can see Mercy has the thing and is running back towards you, ducking and weaving. Bray is still chosen to be frozen next to you, and it seems to be taking lightning pelts. I'll say again that maybe the threat coming this round is not from the Beholder, but maybe... Do you just want to use your time to persuade Bray that no, he really needs to move? You can do things, shove him, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so
I'd say your challenge is getting Bray to stop playing red light, green light with the Beholder.
So he casts Barkskin on Bray, so he like touches him, and like Bray's skin obviously begins to kind of like become almost like oak, and he just looks him directly in the eyes and goes, "Strong like a tree," and just pats him on the back. And can I roll either a performance or a persuasion check to try and like convince Bray that he is in fact as strong as a tree that fears nothing?
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I love
Yeah.
this. This is genius.
Yeah, do
It'll
it.
work on me.
What would you want? Performance or persuasion? I mean, it's the same. It's the same roll.
Let's make it. Let's make
It's a nat
persuasion.
20.
Holy shit.
Great. Your roots go deep.
Mm.
The bark that encases you is a shield.
Oh yeah.
Your leaves drink up the sun. You are strong, self-sufficient. You produce the very air that people breathe.
My
You are
branches
like
swole.
you are like a tree, and your branches are swole, man. You don't need to play red light, green light with this thing. Fuck
Trees
it.
have no need to be afraid of eyes.
I'm having
Like,
my
why
chat
would a tree
moment.
be afraid of an eye? Maybe a human might, but a tree would never be afraid.
Okay. I'll say that's a resounding success on that round. And
Oh,
like, yeah, I mean, the Beholder watching this thing is reasonably distracted. Osiris, you can see this time it looks from your position as vantage, it looks like it wants to fire, not at you. Oh, actually, you've just run the whole damn way back in. I don't think you can see this.
I use the hide action.
Osiris uses the hide action and isn't present to witness or contribute. A sickly green beam that streaks out and goes for Bray. Not for Bray, sorry, for Modi. As the one casting spells in front of it.
Oh, no.
You're reminding me. It reminds me of like the wait into running into Cthulhu's room. Like you're just the equivalent of the guy that's just AFK that just doesn't run in when everyone gets.
Yeah,
told
you've
to run
chosen
in.
not
You
to-
just
not
like
to
chilling
involve
there.
yourself in the
You've
raid
gone to
boss.
the toilet, like you haven't paid attention.
Okay, Modi, let's have a Constitution saving throw.
Sure.
Sickly green is never good.
Okay, well apparently I can't lose, so I've. I mean,
Wow.
I'm so glad this is connected because you would
That's
never
so
believe
bad.
this.
Natural
You would
20.
never believe
That's
this. Is
such bullshit.
It is so bullshit because this is never gonna happen again.
It strikes you, and you've been touched by death before. Doesn't phase you. Whatever, man. You're also
Weird.
strong like tree.
Strong like tree.
Like,
Not
Bark Brothers.
Not Ivan,
Just again,
Maokai.
he just again just like ducks behind the shield just to flex it off, and just once again turns to Bray and goes, like a tree.
And with that, the
What a
two of
great
you hop down. And as a party, cumulatively, success is fine. You retrieve the thing, and one by one, Lucifer, you kind of firing off blasts, distracting this thing, dodging your own beams. Mercy, package in hand. Arim, one with the shadows, covered by darkness, invisible. Bark Brothers, strong like tree. You help each other, you help your way back across the chasms, the crumbling platforms, and you leap back into this little tendrilled hallway. As ducking in the alcoves, running up the incline, the rays can strike you no more. And out of breath, heaving, that went really fucking well. You are safe.
Bray just, like, Bonnie just looks at Bray and just goes, always trust in nature.
Osiris is, as he sees people returning, he is going to grab whatever grime and dirt and shit that is on the ground, smear it across his face and on his top, and as people return, he's gonna go, "Oh my god, thank God I stayed. There were tentacles behind us. I needed to clear a path."
And he looks around at the complete lack of tentacles in front and just nods and goes,
Why?
"Good job."
Oh, you. I didn't see. Why didn't you come into the room? Was there a problem?
Oh no, I needed to make sure that it was safe to come back.
Oh,
What if you guys were stranded there?
okay.
And he's like heaving. He looks like he's just been in combat with something. Like he's breathing heavily. He's like got dirt smeared across his face.
Well, whatever. We all made it out and survived what sounded like an ordeal with a very dangerous creature, and at least we got this to show for it. And he puts his hand out and shows everyone the whatever he grabbed off the body.
As Mercy does this, Osiris, you hear in your mind from your sword, "How do you sleep at night, Osiris Sunsong?"
And now this is a word from our sponsor, Horlicks.
I mean, actually, I sleep about 10 hours a night, so very well, I would say, really, to be honest.
The wicked always do, don't they?
Not sure how that's relevant. What did you find, Bodhi?
What did... You sleep very well, 10 hours a night? What?
That's quite abnormal,
Yes.
actually. I've heard sleeping more than 8 is bad for you.
It is a very long time to be asleep on average.
Well,
I don't know about your biology that much, to be honest.
my biology.
Yeah, you know, whatever you are, I'm unfamiliar.
Whatever
I've
I
never
am.
asked. I mean, you're
Bodhi,
not
that's a
human.
rather offensive way to refer to a tiefling.
Yeah, tiefling. I don't know much about tieflings. That was the word. He kind of snaps his fingers and goes, "Yeah, that's the word." Yeah, tiefling. I
Yeah.
forgot.
That's probably because you've never asked him then.
I mean, I never had a reason to.
Yes,
So
well,
is
we
that-
sleep 10 hours a night, so.
He just kind of strokes his chin a little bit. He goes, "Yeah, curious," and then just moves on.
So, what have you got there then? And he'll motion to Mercy's hand. As he revealed what,
Yeah, he's holding a crystal.
Yeah.
Exactly, man.
In your hand, it's
You actually picked up just the belt. You forgot
it's
the item.
it's a prism. Inside of it, it's sort of like inside of the crystal is they look like almost bubbles that seem to have been frozen in an emblem, in an insignia that's sort of a 3-dimensional shape encapsulated within this thing. It's faceted very particularly. It looks like it's made to fit a slot.
Oh, look. What an interesting crystal. Should we
Roddy
go?
puts his hand out and just goes, "May I?" quickly.
By all means.
And he casts locate object on this one to try and find the second. Knowing the full
Yo,
dimensions and size of this item.
genius.
Nice. Okay, for you, 1,000 feet. Yeah, it's definitely here.
We should know the direction, I think.
West and a little beneath you.
Can we just
Okay.
follow? Can we just follow Muddy then?
Wait, while Maudie's casting the spell, Bray's kicking off saying, What? What do you mean you got a crystal? We went into that room to get a key. We need to go back in there. The key's still in there. Why did you get a bloody useless piece of rock? I don't understand. This is
No, Bray.
absolutely...
Ray, I think this might be the key.
No, that's not shaped like a key. A key, don't you know, is a bit of metal in a round shape with a long thing coming off, and then we spokes at the end.
No, Bray, if you think about it, a key is just something which unlocks a lock.
Yeah, and that's metal with a long thing and bits in the end, not a fucking piece of rock. Anyway, he goes on like this for a while. with
You're
Mercy.
welcome to go back in there if you really disagree with what I got. But I promise you, this was what I noticed was shining, and it fits the slot in the door.
All right, fine, I'll go back in there. And he starts like heading towards the room just as Maudie finishes casting his spell.
Unfortunately, locate object is also a concentration spell, so your skin would have just returned to normal as soon as he starts casting.
Oh,
on it.
no.
So you
Okay,
are
yeah,
no
so-
longer strong like tree.
So he like gets a couple steps, realizes he's no longer strong at tree, and he's like, okay, maybe I'll just wait for Muddy then, and he'll come back and he'll wait for Muddy to finish his concentration spell.
Just
It
a
takes
question,
about-
guys, 'cause I was...
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm dead. That's fine. That's one action.
I was
actually.
just
missed
gonna
that.
ask because like I was busy doing the music. Are we still like in conflict with the beholder, or what's the score?
No, you're chilling. You're back up the hallway. You know,
Okay, shit.
you're back up the incline. Abyss be gone.
I was ready to kill that thing, man.
Shall we move back to the central chamber where all the statues are?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Making your way back in. Again, it's been a while now since your short rest. Meeting Marchia, the treasure room, back and forth through the hallways. Could I have another con save? As you walk through these hallways, the oppressive nature of this place begins to
Is this-
press down. The breath in your lungs feels hot. Your eyes quiver in their sockets.
Is this +5 from Ozros?
Yes.
Does Osiris consider us all to be friendly?
Not Moddy after his racist remarks, no.
Oh my god.
Understandable.
Lucifer, that's a natural
11.
one. That's a
11.
natural one.
11.
That's
A
a natural
dirty
one.
20.
Is this con check, right?
Save.
On
With a
save.
with a plus with Osiris is +5, 17.
Oh, with Osiris's +5, 25.
25,
Raw
17?
11.
25 as well.
11, 25?
18.
11. Okay, 18. So, 11, Modi? Yeah. This again begins
the
to
5
sort
points
of
of damage?
eat at you. 6, in fact, this time.
6?
That
it's ramping.
fathomless burning.
Do
that
I have
comes
to
from nowhere.
roll? Do I have to roll for my concentration?
Yeah, that would trigger a con check.
So
Thanks
it's with
for
adva-
reminding me.
It's-
10.
I have Warcaster, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Rolling
Whatever. It's
back
just the one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled exactly. Yeah, 12.
Okay. Lucifer. That's a natural one.
That's a natural one, yes.
Totaling 11, but a natural 1. Lucifer, your joints stiffen. There is something tense in your shoulders, and it feels hard to move. You move more slowly, and as you walk through this vault, Lucifer keeps falling behind, as his ankles seem to lock up with every step he takes, and he stumbles ever so slightly. He begins from this, like, within his eyes, they glow ever so slightly, and whenever he speaks, there's a slight flicker at the back of his mouth, as though something has nestled within him. I will also say that Lucifer, though you don't notice any pain, you do notice his effects. There is something about Bray that causes you anger, wrongness. You hate him. And could you roll me a percentage dice, please?
A percentage dice.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
53.
53. Let's look at the old table.
Oh my god.
Lucifer, what? Okay. The shadows bother you. Everything about this place bothers you. Bray bothers you. It feels you are stressed, deeply, deeply, deeply stressed. It gnaws at your mind, claws at it, as you are affected by a long-term madness effect. This one giving you disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks as you pick up the paranoia trait. Under the effects of this disease that you have. I will message you the full list of what has afflicted you, but I think those are the things you immediately notice.
Okay.
Now you know what it's like, Jamie. Now
Could
you know
I-
what it's like.
I assume that some of us at least noticed that unusually Lucifer is lagging behind and that there may be some element of glowing light from behind the eyes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as we get to the central chamber, Mercy would just say... Again,
Wait, you said this is a disease?
Yeah, you don't know that. I've
We don't
said
know.
that. I've said
I
that.
know I don't know that, but
I've said that to my player.
Again,
Interessante.
You're beginning to buff me by quite a bit with his extra DA.
I am.
we shouldn't stay here too long. Lucifer, are you feeling
What?
okay?
I'm fine. Why are you asking?
Well, you seem tired. You're
Because I'm tired. We've been down here for days. It's a cursed island. Let's go.
we've been down here hours.
Been on this island for days.
Okay. I'm looking out for you. You seem upset.
I'm upset. I don't want to be here. I don't know if we're going to make it out alive. How are the rest of you so calm?
Because we must work together. And
Am I
there
not
is
working
only-
together?
Fighting amongst ourselves will only do us harm.
Fighting. Let's go. Who's fighting who? You're the one who needed to
I
attack. Bray.
don't disagree with Lucifer. This place is cursed, and I too want to be rid of it.
Well, this is maybe why you should try and sleep 10 hours a night instead of 8 or 6.
Yeah, maybe it'd be
Fuck up,
cheery
Osmos.
as
You don't need to
Ozzy.
sleep 10 hours a night.
Well, clearly you do.
I just dead stare at Bray. There is venom in the eyes.
Do I
And
notice
there's a slight gripping of the sword.
God, Lucy, you're cranky today.
Also, you maybe have the read on people that you notice.
I notice that he's being way more hostile towards Bray.
Right, yeah, there's something that goes beyond crankiness here.
Modi, do you still have your location of the second key
I do. It's this way. And he continues walking in the direction of wherever it's leading.
Mercy just follows.
Yeah, which I assume leads us into the west wing.
As Maudie starts heading off, Bray gives Lucy one of those "What, you want to go?" kind of like gestures, but then turns around and starts following Maudie afterward.
Brief
Okay.
second. Oh, it's fine.
Go on. No, go on.
No, a brief second where like the sword, Oswald probably noticed the sword unsheaths for a tiny bit and slips back in.
Osiris doesn't say anything. He just watches you.
You proceed through the Divine Vault. Osiris, you note the unmistakable violence with which Lucifer regards your friend, Bray. You watch as Modi begins to choke, as he seems to be afflicted by pains caused by the light that exudes in this whole area. Mercy, Arim, you're getting closer to what you're looking for, but you're half of the way there. And I will say that is where we leave the session. As Bray, I think you probably just feel strong like tree. You're good.
I'm strong like tree, man.
All's good in Brayland. And we
Smoke
will
tree every
pick
day.
it up next week, where I will do my best to finish this in one more session. Oh boy, gang.
You got this, Bay. I
Oh
believe.
boy.
Nice. Thank you, Clued.
Thank you,
not move
Clue.
fast.
You're
Thank you
very
all.
welcome. Thanks for tuning in, gang. We will be back next week at 7:30 UK time, which is probably 8:30 to a lot of people over in Europe or wherever it is you are in the world. I have no idea. We have a Discord where we chat about stuff, we draw art, we do things, and we share TikToks and all the stuff related to our campaign. Soon we will have loads of stuff related to our campaign. Campaign 3, when we announce our start date for that and all our new characters. I can't wait to show you mine. I love him. He's the best. That's a personal plug. And I will see you soon. Bye. See you next week.
She's like an elevator